And now, ladies and gentlemen, Bruce first off for the Jets, the Union Local. In the guard position is number 5 for senior, number 2, Ali Callaway.
And they got to protect the ball. No turnovers.
All right, we got 3 very important people in this game this afternoon, and that is, of course, our officials. We're taking a look at who we're going to be seeing making those calls today throughout the game. We do have 3 folks out there getting ready for that. And as you can see, Bailey Frederick, Glenn Perdue, and Gina Higgs, all 3 stopped by to say hello. They said they're ready to run. All right, let's take a look at our away starters for this game, Rich.
Okay, for Union Local, senior, number 2, Ali Callaway. Number 21, junior forward, Amira Saunders. Number 22, senior All-State, Lakin Viskovich. And number 23, senior Maya Martin. And one more, number 30, Delaney Butler.
All right, taking a look at the Patriots, you've got Brielle Wells making a late start here. Guard Kaylin Niter, guard Leah Young, Jalea Brooms, and Italy Schroeder will be your top 5 for the night. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, Sam Andy, Game 1, coming your way.
My name is Mike Scheel, and I'm an orthopedic surgeon with WVU Medicine at Reynolds Memorial Hospital. So we have a unique opportunity here at Reynolds to work with the ROSA surgical robot. The results have been amazing. We can really predict what your alignment is going to be, what your tracking is going to be, what your range of motion is going to look like before we ever cut you. The results for patients have been outstanding.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
I'm Jamie Bordas. At Bordas & Bordas, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordaslaw.com.
Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2, 3. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here!
The Bordas & Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Welcome back, everybody. We are set for tip here in the Sam Andy Classic, Game 1 between the 4-0 Union Local Jets and the 0-2 Wheeling Park Patriots. We're seeing 2 different teams here this year, Rich. You got one team that has a ton of experience back, and Wheeling Park playing with a lot of young talent this year.
Park, the only seniors on the floor at this time are the cheerleaders.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not one senior on the team. And their leading scorer and kind of the one who has the most experience, Carrington Miller, actually out in this game. So they're going with a very young starting 5.
Right away, good defensive stop by Union Local. They're tremendous on defense.
Maya Martin getting that steal as Union Local looks to set up their offense. This is an offense that can do it in the paint. They can do it from outside. They shoot a lot of threes, but you also have 2 6-foot girls down in the paint.
They're huge, huge. Park in a zone. An active zone, I might say.
Oh, yes.
Very tough. They hawk the ball pretty good.
Jets continue passing around. They work it inside, and Wheeling Park able to get their hands on the ball. We got a tie-up. That jump ball is going to head to Union Local, so we'll keep it down this way. A lot of movement here in that first 50 seconds, Rich.
Yeah, the Park has to be aware of underneath. Union Local has a size advantage with Saunders and Vinskovich underneath. If they get the ball in the paint, they're going to be awful tough to stop.
Absolutely. And Saunders also able to shoot it from outside, too. She's a bit of a triple threat. Had 25 points against Martins Ferry 2 games ago.
Yeah.
And Coach Scooter Tolsta says she's nothing but shooting up from there.
Active zone by Park. You want to do, sometimes coaches say you got to play defense for more than 8 seconds. You have to play hard defense for 8, and then you got to play for 8 more and hope the team throws the ball away or you get a steal.
Well, Wheeling Park saw a very tough John Marshall offense the other night, and I think they learned a lot defensively
John Marshall's tough
in that game. Yes. That's Amira Saunders there, able to pick up the foul in the paint. She will head to the Wheeling Central Catholic free throw line for 2 shots here. Still scoreless, about 2 minutes or 1 minute, 14 seconds into this game. I never majored in math, Rich, I can tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
it's kind of rare to have 2 girls 6 foot underneath. That's why Union Local's so tough. If those 2 girls get the ball underneath, you're either going to foul them or they're going to make their shot.
Saunders connects on the first one, lines up for shot number 2, and that is good to go as Union Local takes an early 2-0 lead. Wheeling Park bringing it down the floor. Coach Ryan Young had said they've often been a run-and-gun type of team, but with such a young offense on the court, they're trying to slow things down and wear down defenses.
Nice move.
Really nice drive there. That was Jalea Brooms. She is just a sophomore, got a little bit of experience last year, but coming in pretty fresh this season.
You know, Park's in that zone, and when you play a zone like they played it, and put your arms out and extend that zone, it makes it really tough. There's another, got their hand on the ball.
As Brielle Wells gets her hand, knocks it out of bounds. Some good defense here from Park early on.
Yeah, they're trying to play in front of Saunders down below. Vinskovich, she sort of wanders around, so it's hard to guard her outside and inside.
Absolutely. And Vinskovich, we've been saying that last name for Union Local for years. Comes from a family. Coach Tolsta said sports is in their DNA. Yeah. Work it back into Vinskovich. She kicks it out to Saunders. Thought she might have a shot there.
Good job
Another
again.
tie up.
That'll go the other way.
Goes back to Wheeling Park.
Park so far, like you say, they're doing a great job on their zone defense. It's not a stationary zone by any means.
Yes.
Now Union Local on their defense, they're back in a man-to-man, tough man-to-man. Like I say, they guard extremely well.
Absolutely, and that is Brielle Wells, who just got the call up to start earlier this afternoon. As we mentioned, Carrington Miller out with an injury. She's been kind of their constant over the last couple of games as the junior on the team. Looking for that open shot.
There hasn't been too many on either side.
No, and that's one thing, if you're a Scooter Tolsta coach team, you're going to be good at defense. Shot from beyond the arc there goes off the back of the rim. That was Leah Young. Ball goes back to Union Local.
Yeah, averaging for a team that only averaged 31 points a game. That's what, 5 or 6 points a quarter or something like that? I mean, that's really good.
Yes. Union Local back on the offensive. This is a team that, Coach Tolsta said they're winning games, but he hasn't seen their offense come to full fruition quite yet. But I think he also told me that about their team about 18 games in last year, so I don't know if he's ever fully pleased with it.
Well, they're moving the ball, reach over top, Yeah, you got to slide in front of that Saunders girl underneath. You can't play behind her and reach over.
Looks like they're going to get Brooms on that foul.
Yeah, for
That's
a reach
first.
over, They go to zone the out of bounds play and jump right back. Nice pass underneath. Good.
Saunders uses the glass for 2. She's now got 4 on the day, all 4 points.
Union Local picking them up, a trap at half court.
Shot there from Italy Schroeder. That goes off the mark. Good rebound there from Leah Young, kind of crashing that ball. 3 goes up by Kaylin Niter. Union Local ends up with the ball in this one. Nice drive there, but off the mark. Oh, I like the muscle there.
They got her open on the run.
Little bit of transition.
Yep. Just a couple extra
quite
steps
get there.
there.
Yeah. That's Young again.
Park's getting his shots, just can't put him in yet.
Yeah. And we had talked about this. This type of setting is different than what a lot of these girls see in high school gyms.
It's hard to shoot in a
hoop.
place like this because there's no background. The background's 100 feet from the basket. It's not like a small high school gym.
Yes, and here you're getting a quick look at that replay, our WVU Medicine replay, as Union Local brings it back in. Looking to get some other girls involved. It's been Amira Saunders early in this one. The shot there from Allie Kellaway, a little off the mark. Wheeling Park back with the ball. Wheeling Park's done well on the rebounding here in the first couple of minutes,
They're
too.
pushing the ball down the floor very well. But like you said before, with the background, there hasn't been very many made shots yet from outside. Everything's been the layup so far.
That depth will get you.
Union Local, tough defense, man to man. They help out real good. They sag off their player if the ball's on the other side of the court.
That's Niter.
To me, that's what Park has to do. They have to hit a few of those.
Yes. And if they keep getting the open shots, eventually
There's
they do
another
start
great
to fall.
steal.
Yes,
Great
the
steal.
That's Niter once again taking it to the basket.
She'll shoot two.
She will shoot two. That is a defensive foul.
I'm surprised Park is doing, like you said, great job on rebounding, and they're getting the ball out and they're going. Because on a team that plays good half-court defense, the best offense against that sometimes is to get the ball and run out, get a fast break, get to the foul line.
Absolutely. And when you look at the starting five here for Wheeling Park, you've got a junior, a freshman, a sophomore, a sophomore, a sophomore.
It's like a JV type team. You know, they're not because they've all played a couple years, but still no seniors on the floor.
Absolutely. Ryan Young said it's a very unique situation for their program, but he said, it's great for next year because everybody can know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Connects on those shots as Wheeling Park Union Local comes back down the court. Got about 3:10 left here in the first quarter. Drive, kick back out. Vinskovich thought about
Pass
it.
One up. There's another. There's hands again.
I was going to say, Niter has had her hands all over the ball this quarter. Shot there from Maya Martin.
Another good defensive set for Park.
Absolutely, and it's going back down Park's way. Kaylin Niter has been flying all over the place. She's got her hand on the ball quite a few times. All right, we're going to take a quick timeout right now. 4-3, Union Local over Wheeling Park. Just 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter.
New chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery, tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
Gold Bond believes touch says everything. It says, I see you. I feel you. And I know you. Gold Bond. Get in touch with irresistibly touchable skin.
You've put up with your old shower for too long. It's outdated, unsafe, and it's time to replace it. But why struggle with a lengthy shower remodel when Jacuzzi can do it in just one day? And there's no need to break a sweat or your budget. Right now, we're waiving all installation costs, plus offering 0 interest and 0 payments for up to 1 year. So you can finally convert your old bath to a safer, easy entry shower, complete with a custom seat, grab bars, and slip-resistant floor installed in 1 day.
My overall experience with Jacuzzi has been wonderful. Everything was customized to the way I wanted it for the price that I wanted to pay.
I've had a great experience from start to finish.
Don't take matters into your own hands. Do it the smart way. Give Jacuzzi Bath Remodel a call.
There are only weeks remaining during our limited time offer. We're waiving all installation costs and offering no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-990-3162.
Bordas and Bordas High School Hoops, our first game of our Bordas and Bordas High School Hoops schedule, and it is a good one. We are at the Sam Andy Classic, been ongoing since 2017. Wheeling Park 0-2 up against Union Local, who is 4-0. We've seen a lot of action, though not a ton of baskets in the first 5 minutes.
Like I say, the shooting's been a little off, but that's because of the defense on both sides. There's no, I call it, open set shots. These girls are fighting for every shot they can get, and there's been 3 or 4 turnovers. Good. Yeah, there's a turnover there,
I was going to say, had Niter open there, pass a little errant, and just going back to Union Local.
Yeah, I think Park to stay in this game, they've got to hit from the outside sooner or later.
Absolutely.
Because the size of Union Local, along with the athletic ability, I think is going to catch up with them.
Absolutely, and the experience. We mentioned it earlier. Every single one of these girls that starts for Union Local is a 3-year letterman. There's not even a senior on the team for Wheeling Park this year. So definitely 2 different experiences.
And one other point, Jamie, is that they're playing on a 96-foot floor. This is a pro floor. It's bigger than their high school, so it's different. So fatigue is going to be a factor here, probably the second half. These girls aren't used to playing on a college floor.
Absolutely. Kick in to Vinskovich. Those are her first 2 points of the night. This year she is averaging, what do we got here? 17 points a game.
Yeah.
So she's actually averaging almost a double-double, 9 rebounds a
Yeah,
game.
she's
too.
averaging 17, Saunders 16. That's pretty good.
Yes, absolutely. I
That
believe
gives-
their nickname is the Twin Towers.
They are, and they are.
Wheeling Park having to move the ball around a decent amount. They don't quite have that height inside
No.
that Union Local
They're
does.
being
trying to
patient,
find
like
some
I say.
good shots.
They got to get a hoop here to stay in this game.
That was a good try there from Leah Young. That goes off the rim and back into the hands of Union Local. Local with the 6-3 lead with 1:35 left here in the first quarter. Sam Andy Classic. This is always one of the great events. 3 games happens in Wheeling. Always looking forward to the Sam Andy Classic. We're going to be talking a lot more about him later too, Rich. Oh, that was left wide
nice
open.
shot. There's your
Delaney
first three.
Butler.
Yep.
Yes, Delaney Butler made you pay for keeping her open.
Union Local, like they put you to sleep slow. They don't blow you out. They just pull away. So that's why I think Park has to hit a 3 to stay in this ball game. They have pretty quick guards. They're not as big as Union Local, but their guards are pretty quick. But somebody got to hit a 3 to get the momentum in their favor.
Absolutely, and gain a little bit of that confidence.
Yeah.
I think once you miss a few shots, you kind of start to get a little nervous there, but if you can get one to fall, all of a sudden a few will.
Usually the longer you don't get a shot off against a good defensive team, sooner or later you're going to lose the ball.
Yes.
That's just the way, that's why Union Local is so good.
Drive there from Leigh Brooms. That goes out of bounds and will stay with Wheeling Park. We got 37.7 seconds as you can look on our WVU Medicine replay of this one. Looks like it was clean, and it will just be an inbounds play.
Jamie, with the new rule, the 5 rule per quarter, these teams have fouls to give. So if you see somebody going to attempt a shot before they start to shoot, foul them. You got 30 seconds to go. You could run out the quarter.
Absolutely. Good defense there on the inbounds play. That'll go back to Wheeling Park. Going to try to dial something else up.
Union Local playing a man-to-man on the out-of-bounds play, but they're so darn big underneath.
Absolutely. We're looking at these quick passes, hoping something might open up on this drive.
Nice move.
It was a nice move by Brielle Wells, but bucket does not fall. Union Local brings it back down the court with the 8-3 lead. About 18 seconds left in this first quarter of the Sam Andy Classic Game 1. Union Local working that ball around, trying to see if they can get one last shot off before the end of the first quarter. Looking for the open one.
Going to take it down like that to the end. There's
Saunders
a layup right
looking
there.
to be it. Oh, just off the mark.
She uses her left hand there. It's a layup.
Yeah. Good first quarter here in the first game of the Sam Andy Classic. Union Local with the 8-3 lead over Wheeling Park. We'll take a quick break and be back with second quarter action.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
For over 140 years, we've been writing our story together, cheering on local teams, supporting our schools, and standing beside local businesses every step of the way. At Belmont Savings Bank, your local community bank, we say thank you for being the heart of our community. Your trust, growth, and support inspire us to give back and make your story part of ours. Let's keep writing it together. We'd love to help you with your story.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
The Bordas & Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Union Local with the 9-3 lead over Wheeling Park here in Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. The story of the first quarter, Rich Donley, was defense.
Defense again, Park being held to one field goal, and that's to say that's Union Local's staple, their defense. I mean, holding a team to 3 points in a quarter is phenomenal.
Mira Saunders trying to get the shot there a little bit off the mark. Wheeling Park back with the ball, trying to press it a little bit. Just a little bit off the mark. Yep. Wheeling Park has gotten the shots, just has not been able to connect on a lot of them.
Yeah, they're not hesitant to run, and they're getting, like I say, they have about 3 or 4 layups that they've missed.
Ball moves around a little bit. They get it back up to the top of the key with Lakin Vinskovic, who's one of their top scorers. 3 ball there from Ellie Greenwood. That one off the mark as Wheeling Park comes up with a rebound. Park continuing to try to look for these open shots. They said one thing they want to do with offense this year is almost kind of wear the defense down and get those good shots.
Yeah, you have to do that. Set some more screens. They're not setting enough screens right now to get open shots. They're trying to go one-on-one, and that's a tough program.
Absolutely, and Schroeder is able to draw the foul on that one. She'll head to the Wheeling Central Catholic free throw line for 2. As she connects on the first of that one. Italy got a little bit of playing time last year, but most of these girls, while they saw a little bit of playing time last year, this is their first full season action as starters.
I love the fact that Wheeling Park has 2 girls. Their first name is Italy and Brooklyn. No team in America. I love that. I tried to name my son Tucson one time, and it didn't go too well.
Didn't go great.
No.
Oh, I was in Italy this summer. Greatest place I've ever been.
But that's pretty cool.
That's what
I just wondered if when the mother had the child, was it born in Italy, or how they
I
did
don't
it.
know.
It's great.
Maybe that's like her
or Brooklyn,
her favorite spot.
I worked in Brooklyn for 4 years. That was good. That was tremendous. Yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, let's say Brooklyn Palmer. That's great. I love that name. Nice pass, beautiful.
Inside to Vinskovic. Oh, just off the mark. That went off of Vinskovic, out of bounds. That'll go back to Wheeling Park. I don't think I could handle living in Brooklyn.
Oh, it's okay.
It's too busy.
It's okay. It's fast.
The traffic stresses me out.
It's fast.
Wheeling Park on the offensive here, trying to get something going. Just 5 points so far as they look to gain.
Another good
Union
steal.
Local.
That
Yes.
defense again. Let's see if it turns into some offense here.
Absolutely. Pass a little bit off the mark, but Kellaway able to corral it in as they look to set up their offense here. 9-5, just about 2 minutes into the second quarter. That pass off the mark, going back to Wheeling Park. I think we may have had more turnovers.
We've had a few.
Than we've had points.
Coach Young has to love that, because every time you can get Union Local to turn the ball over.
Absolutely, and he's also been able to keep them from shooting lights out outside. He said that was really something they were focusing on. Shot off the mark, going back to Union Local. Vinskovic takes it all the way in and finishes with that.
Yeah, somebody has to step in front of her there. You can't let her go 90 feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, coach is not too happy with that.
Coach Ryan Young calling the timeout after that one. Union Local with the 11-5 lead. We're going to take a quick timeout as well. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Here, we go further to keep medicine close to home by surrounding you with a team of experts and surrounding our region with the highest level of care, with the world's latest treatments and breakthroughs that change the odds. Because in medicine, we find a way. We go as far as it takes to help the people right here.
I'm Jamie Bordas. At Bordas & Bordas, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordaslaw.com.
Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front, Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Union Local with the 11-5 lead over Wheeling Park here in Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. Now, Rich, this has been something that's been dogging the Jets for years. The last 3 times that Wheeling Park and Union Local have played, Wheeling Park has won. They won 47-37 last year, 61-49 in 2023. That snapped Union Local's perfect season late in the season, and then 67-66 back in 2022.
Yeah. They've had their number for a few years. Parker's program has been terrific.
Absolutely.
Of course, last year with the Bordas and the Doherty girl and Lala Woods, I mean, they've been terrific.
Absolutely.
But
Union
now,
Local bringing back that kind of experience this year, too.
They'll have a chance. Good.
Ooh, left hand.
They'll have
like
a chance
that.
to go far in the OVAC and in the Ohio tournament.
Absolutely. That's now 6 for Vinskovich on the afternoon. 13-5 Union Local with the lead. Just over 5 minutes left here in the first half. Wheeling Park looking to get something going. Have just struggled
Tough
offensively.
to do that,
I was
yeah,
gonna say,
underneath.
especially with Amira Sanders standing right there with that height.
No,
and speaking of that height, you got the
there they
second
go.
part of that, Lakin Vinskovich.
And she can run the floor exceptionally well for a big girl. She runs the floor like a guard.
Absolutely.
But the thing right now, their defense, again, is suffocating.
And that's what Scooter Tolsta said. He said that is what they preach
they're all
in
over.
every practice.
They really help. They help out on the screens. They step out there on the beautiful. It's just hard to get a shot off of. And you can't go underneath because they're too big.
Exactly. And especially when you've got a young offense and one of the top scorers out, you just gotta dog them. Shot there from Italy. Schroeder in and out and back into the hands of Union Local. They kind of pull off on the speed there and look to set up some offense. You know what? Saunders says it's good. I'll just shoot the 3.
Yeah, who do you guard? Who do you guard? Underneath or?
Yeah, I can do it in the paint. I can do it from the 3. You know, it's cool. That's now 7 points for Saunders. Saunders and Vinskovich, the 2 tall girls on this team, leading the team in scoring as well.
Man, that was right on,
I thought that
too.
one was on there from Niter.
But here's Union Local again. Like I say, they creep away, and all of a sudden they're up by 15.
Absolutely. There's Vinskovich. And she did get the foul on that one as well, so she will go to the line.
I'm impressed by the way she runs the floor.
Absolutely.
I mean, she doesn't just take the rebound down and jog down. She leads the fast break half the time.
Absolutely. I mean, she's averaging 17 points per game, just a little over 9 rebounds per game. She's also leading the team in steals.
Yeah, she has 10 already, and we're halfway through the second quarter.
Yes, and she will hit 1,000 points this year as a scorer. So certainly a career to be celebrated for this senior.
Union Local picking up at half court. They pick up, it looked like a trap after they make a foul shot, and there's the trap.
Good grab there. They are going to call the jump ball. That'll stay with Wheeling Park.
Yeah, they change their defense a little bit when they make a foul shot. They pick up at half court and they trap. And boy, you trap in the corner. That's what you want to do. You want to get the ball to the corner where you have the out of bounds as your man, as like an extra man.
Absolutely. Wheeling Park looking to get anything going here. They've gotten some shots, just haven't been able to connect on them quite yet.
They got to hit 1 or 2 of these to get back in this game.
Work it inside there. See if you can get the turnaround shot from Young, but off the backboard and back to Union Local it goes. The Jets looking to set up an offense here. They've been pretty successful. They seem to really turn things
pass.
on. That was a great pass. That was Niter again there on the pass on that one. She's been flying.
She's all over the place, yeah.
They got Vinskovich covered, but that means Saunders is out.
Ooh, man.
You leave her beyond that 3-point line. You don't want to do that.
That kills you.
Now 10 for Saunders on the afternoon. It is 24-5 Union Local. Just under 3 minutes left to go here in the first half.
There they go.
There we go. Niter, she's getting paid off for that defensive hustle. She hits the 3 from the corner.
Like I said, that's what they have to do. They have to hit. They don't have to hit them all, but they have to hit a decent percentage, of 30 or 40%, to stay in this game.
Yeah, that's 4 points for Niter on the afternoon. I have not been counting the steals, but she has been all over the floor defensively as well.
She gets her hands on the ball
you can
everywhere.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
We've got a tie-up. Possession arrow stays with Union Local on that one. These girls have been scrappy. I appreciate
some players. I don't know. It's just a talent. They get their hands on the ball all the time. They don't have to get a steal, but you get a deflection and you save a basket or something like that, and she's one of those.
You're a disruptor. We like to call them disruptors
Yeah.
at WTOV9. They do get a foul call on the floor there. Union Local will bring it in from the baseline. We got 2:24 remaining here in the first half. The first game of our Bordis and Bordis High School Hoops schedule of the year. And we're happy to be back on the air with high school basketball games. Always a good time of year. If we have to deal with snow, we might as well get some basketball to play
absolutely.
it off, you know?
Nothing better.
Oh, absolutely. Vinskovich with the drive.
These two tall girls, Saunders and Vinskovich, they play like guards, and that's why now I see why they're so Union Local so good.
Absolutely. You know, Scooter Tolza told me, Mira Saunders, for as good as she is at basketball, she's even better at volleyball. He said he's willing to bet she's the best volleyball player in the Ohio Valley.
I will tell you, I've watched her now, man. Great athlete. She can jump. My Lord. And she's a junior. That's not fair.
Yes, I know. She's still got a whole nother year.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this team, and they returned 5 of their top 7 from last year. All 5 are 3-year lettermen.
And Union Local, I know they're known for their great volleyball. So she's just another in the great line of players for Union Local.
Absolutely. You've got 2 very good girls basketball programs on the court right now, historically. Nice steal there from Delaney Butler, able to bring the ball back into Union Local's side of the court as they set up that offense. Once again, 26-8, the Jets with the lead in this one. Minute and a half remaining in the first half. Oh, that was a nice pass. Who was Snyder?
That's her. She's all over the place. She's addicted to the ball.
I was going to say, she's like those. Do you get those fruit flies ever in your house?
She's all over. She's
coming at them.
She has her hands on the ball almost every time down.
Absolutely.
Thing I like about Union Local, they don't hold the ball a lot. They move the ball pretty good. And not too much dribbling there. Where against the zone, now they're back into a man-to-man. The zone wasn't working. The man-to-man, let's see if they can set some picks and get open.
Yeah, and it helps when you've got 2 girls that are 6 feet tall that can both shoot from 3 if you need them to.
And they handle the ball.
Absolutely.
Beautiful
Saunders,
pass.
quick pass
High,
inside.
low, nice.
Vinskovich.
Pretty hard to stop.
No, that was very pretty. Just under a minute to go. Union Local with the 28-8 lead on Wheeling Park. Wheeling Park, so young this year, just still trying to find an identity, quite honestly.
Union Local back in the man-to-man, but they do it so good. They help out. They fight over the picks, and when they get the ball underneath, boy, it's pretty hard for a 5'8" girl to shoot over Saunders or Vinskovich.
Absolutely. It looks like they are getting the foul call there on Union Local. That one will come in from out of bounds. 35.2 seconds remaining here in this first half.
Yeah, this is a great experience for the Park girls. Like I say, they're underclassmen, but next year at the same time, you're going to see a different team.
Oh, absolutely. You learn from this stuff. That's what makes the good teams. You learn from the tough times.
They're playing against one of the best teams for sure in Northeast Ohio.
Oh, absolutely. Ball goes into Niter. Decides to keep it, take it herself. Kicks it out to Brooms. 25 seconds remaining. Park just looking to get on the board here before they do that. That goes off a jet, so we'll stay with Wheeling Park. 22.9 seconds left. Union Local with the 28-8 lead.
Yeah, if you dribble the ball a lot against Union Local or hold the ball, they will eat you up. They get right on top of you. There's another good steal.
Now, Scooter Tolska likes that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
That's what he said, the big things. He does not want to give up the baseline, no straight line drives, and he says they box out every single practice.
But
box
the baseline, you aren't getting the baseline. They're just going to block you off, and you're going to take it back out again.
Absolutely.
But they help on defense. They're all over the place.
Park looking to see if there's an open shot here. A few passes around, down to 11 seconds remaining in this half. Park just looking to get something going. Nice driving kick out, and they are able to draw the foul there.
Yeah, we got 5 seconds. So Union Local, they could foul them quickly. That's why I think his coaches have to use this 5-foul rule to their advantage. As soon as you throw the ball in, foul. To throw it in again, foul, and the quarter's over.
Maya Martin checks in as Amira Saunders checks out. 5.1 seconds left here. Wheeling Park trying to put some points on the board before they head off to half. Niter with the 3 ball. Oh, in and out. And that will do it for the first half here at Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. Union Local with the 28-8 lead on Wheeling Park. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back to the first half highlights after the break.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2, 3. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here.
Hello, High Valley. I'm Smitty at Smitty's Floors with my right-hand man, Cooper Smith. Come on down this holiday season. Let us get some new floors in for you and the relatives for all those great Christmas dinners you got planned. 140 South 4th Street, downtown Steubenville, across from the Downtown Bakery. And come on in today, I'll buy you a donut. Again, 140 South 4th Street, downtown Steubenville. The best deals in the land on waterproof flooring and all your carpets. Smitty's Floors.
For over 140 years, we've been writing our story together, cheering on local teams, supporting our schools, and standing beside local businesses every step of the way. At Belmont Savings Bank, your local community bank, we say thank you for being the heart of our community. Your trust, growth, and support inspire us to give back and make your story part of ours. Let's keep writing it together. We'd love to help you with your story.
Welcome back to Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. Union Local with a 28-8 lead over Wheeling Park here at halftime. And we're going to take a look back at first half highlights brought to us by the Health Plan. And it was a lot of Union Local Jets in that first half, Rich.
Yeah, underneath, they killed them underneath with their height. And then on the other end, their defense is suffocating. I mean, they have 8 points. They have 3 buckets maybe. And they're having a hard, Park's having a heck of a time getting off a 3-pointer, let alone a 10-foot jumper.
Absolutely, and we've seen a ton of Lakin Vinskovich and Amira Saunders, 2 forwards for Union Local, 6 feet. They're both in double digits, and they've been averaging over that already this season.
They're doing what the best players on the team should do. One's averaging 17, one's averaging 16. They're right on schedule, and they're awful hard to stop. But the main thing about those 2 girls, they're 6 foot tall, but they handle the ball out beyond the 3 area. They pass well, they dribble well, and half the time is why they're leading the fast break down the floor.
All right, Rich. All I want for Christmas is the second half of some high school hoops. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
Bordas and Bordas High School Hoops, Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic with Union Local leading Wheeling Park 28-8. Union Local has had a 4-0 start to the season, looking to make it 5-0 today, and the schedule continues. Christmas doesn't slow too many of these teams down, Rich.
No, it's going to be fun to watch this team play throughout the year. I think they're one of the best, like I said, not only one of the best teams in Ohio Valley. Here's our upcoming schedule. They got to go to St. C and play. Martins Ferry, very tough team. We've seen them play already. They have home games with Zanesville, Cambridge, and Barnesville. So a great schedule, and even better after you get beyond January.
Absolutely. You know, I can't believe we're already looking at January. Whew. Okay, we're going to take another quick break. When we get back, we're going to take a look at Wheeling Park's schedule coming up over the next few weeks.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
I'm Colton McKivitz. Growing up in the Ohio Valley, playing for WVU, and now playing ball as a pro, I know how important it is to have sports medicine experts you can count on. WVU Medicine's sports medicine team helps athletes of all ages prevent injuries, recover safely, and get back in the game stronger than ever. From youth leagues to weekend warriors, they're committed to keeping our community moving and performing at its best. WVU Medicine, keeping quality care close to home.
The Ohio Valley's home for holiday music. Mix 97.3.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
Bordas High School Hoops, Union Local with the 28-8 lead on Wheeling Park here at halftime. Wheeling Park has had a tough start to the season when you look at playing against teams with experience. They've already seen Monroe Central, came with a ton of experience. John Marshall, ton of experience. Union Local, they have a ton of experience. It's not going to get any easier for the Patriots. They've got games at Morgantown against University, Buchanan Upshur, Martins Ferry, and then Steubenville. Rich, it is not an easy road for the Patriots.
No, but this is going to pay off so much in the future. You could practice all you want. That's wonderful. You could work out all you want. That's wonderful. But playing against teams that are better are going to make you better in the future. And that's what they have on their schedule. Probably all the teams they're playing are going to be maybe a little bit better than they are, but still, they're going to be the big dog in about 2 or 3 years.
Absolutely. We are going to take one more quick break. When we get back, second half action. Sam Andy Classic. We'll see you in a few.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
I'm Jamie Bordas. At Bordas & Bordas, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordaslaw.com.
Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice.
At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
Welcome back to High School Hoops, brought to you by
Bordas & Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Welcome back to the Sam Andy Classic, game one of a 3-game set as we take a look. It is 28-8 Union Local over Wheeling Park. And Rich, I think the big stat we can take away from the first half, Union Local 11 of 18 from the field, Wheeling Park 2 of 16.
Yeah, you know, every place Coach Scooter has been, he's been successful. And I think the reason why is because he teaches and they emphasize defense. And you could see it here tonight.
Absolutely.
They're averaging, giving up 31 points a game. They're ahead of schedule here with 8 for Park. Like I say, Park's having a heck of a time, as other teams are getting off a clean shot. and they get their hands on the ball. They help out underneath. Their two bigs are playing like guards, so it's an uphill battle for Park, but something that's really going to help them down the road.
Absolutely, and you mentioned the Jets giving up 31 points per game, so they've given up a total of 125 points this season prior to this game, but 51 of those were to Martin's Ferry.
And Ferry's a very good team.
They gave up 20 and 16 to Bel Air and Barnesville, respectively.
Yeah, I've seen Ferry play. Coach Riesbeck does a heck of a job there, and I saw him against Big Red early in the season, and they are really good.
Absolutely, but yeah, that's something I have talked to Scooter Tolstow the last 2 years, and I just defense. That is what he preaches to his teams. Scooter, bit of a legend in the Ohio Valley. Been coaching since 1980.
He's a Hall of Famer for me, over 500 wins, but more important, he's developed a lot of great young people.
Absolutely. Did a lot of boys basketball and made the switch over to here at Union Local now in his 4th season with the Jets. As they start to look for an open shot. Drive, kick it out to Vinskovich. She thought about it for a second. She passes it inside to Saunders. That did go off a Patriot, so that will stay.
Union Local, sometimes they're so unselfish, it's to a fault.
So shoot the ball.
Yeah, shoot the ball. But they want to pass it to the other girl there. You watch them play, very unselfish. Nobody takes all the shots.
Oh, nice pass inside to Vinskovich. She had about 6 hands in her face there, able to get the shot off, but off the mark. Wheeling Park comes up with the rebound. They're looking to get just their 3rd field goal of the game here, Rich.
Yeah. Union Local going to go back to the tight man-to-man, but the thing out there man-to-man, they help. If a girl gets beat on the dribble, the other girl picks that girl up. And that's something you don't see all the time.
Absolutely. That one goes off the back of the rim and into the hands of the Jets as they bring it back down the floor. Union Local up 28-8, 1 minute here into the second half of game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. Ooh,
nice move.
Thought about that one.
Nice move.
But hey, might as well drive and get the foul while you're at it, right?
Got a good pump fake there, got the girl up in the air. And we always say when you're defending, stay on the ground. Don't go for the pump fake.
That was Delaney Butler. She's already got 3 points as she heads to the Ohio County Schools free throw line for 2 shots here.
They have Union Local. What they have 5 or 6 girls that can really handle the ball. They don't necessarily all score, but they can handle the ball. They can dribble and get the ball to the 2 bigs that get all the points.
No good on that first as she lines up for shot number 2 here. Gets that one to go.
Yeah, the 2 bigs average 33 together. They got 25 right now, so they're right on schedule.
Absolutely. Wheeling Park just looking to get something done. Have had a tough day from the field so far, but as we mentioned, not a ton of experience. And when you're going up against a team that is known for defense, that's tough. Shot there.
There they go.
Oh, that's what you needed. Italy Schroeder connects from 3.
That's beautiful for a coach to see. They work the ball against a really good team and get the 3. That's perfect.
Absolutely. Schroeder now with 5 of Wheeling Park's 11 on the day. Getting some good defense there from the Patriots as well. Union Local able to corral it in, though, and see if they can calm it down a little bit, see if they can find an open shot. Nice pass inside. Saunders and Vinskovich, man. They're a good connection.
If she gets position on you, forget it. You almost have to place on side of her where you can't let her get the ball.
Vinskovich now with 17. Niter with the shot from the corner and gets that one to go.
Tell you what, you better be careful scheduling next year. They're going to be something.
Coach Tolstow wants to talk it over with his girls. And we're going to take a quick break as well. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Union Local with a 31-14 lead on Wheeling Park.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
My name is Mike Scheel, and I'm an orthopedic surgeon with WVU Medicine at Reynolds Memorial Hospital. So we have a unique opportunity here at Reynolds to work with the ROSA surgical robot. The results have been amazing. We can really predict what your alignment is going to be, what your tracking is going to be, what your range of motion is going to look like before we ever cut you. The results for patients have been outstanding.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
Third quarter action here. Borders and Borders High School Hoops Sam Andy Classic Game 1. Union Local with the 31-14 lead, but Wheeling Park coming out. Only had 2 field goals the whole first half and came up with 2 in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
I think Scooter wanted. He's never had anybody make 2 threes in a row, probably in 3 years. So
he didn't like that.
He don't like that, but that's good. He's letting them know that's not okay.
Yeah, get him fired up.
Nice move underneath.
Oh, it's good defense on Vincent.
Just strong.
Yeah, you got that extra. I think the next tallest girl is about 3 inches shorter than she is. So
and she's
you're going to have that advantage.
And she's strong, too. Her 19th point.
She's got 19. Saunders, with 10 on the day.
Yeah.
Saunders does have those 2 fouls. Niter for Wheeling Park also with 2 fouls.
There's my girl, Niter. She's either on the floor or on the ball. She's everywhere. They're playing. I tell you what, Coach has to be extremely happy. They're playing hard, not giving up.
They did call that foul on Vinskovich. That is her second.
Yeah, she ran through a screen there.
Wheeling Park gets 2 threes here to start this half, maybe finding a little bit of rhythm offensively after a tough start here in the first half of this one. But again, we mentioned you look at a Union Local defense that's not giving up a lot of points.
No, it's suffocating. There's hardly any free shots. There's one there.
That's Italy Schroeder. Good shot from her there, but off the front of the rim.
Good steal. Yeah, nice steal.
That's Brielle Wells gets the finish, the steal, and the finish.
Great hands. Great hands.
As we mentioned, Brielle Wells was a last-minute call-up to the starting lineup for an injured Carrington Miller, and she's played a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, she didn't reach. She waited for the girl to show her the ball, and then she took it off of her. She didn't. There's a nice back cut. Nice steal.
Another steal there.
Another steal. The guards are really doing good for Park.
Absolutely. That goes back out to Wells. She slows it down a little bit. Union Local is getting in their faces, though, defensively.
Yeah.
Ooh, Schroeder thinks about it.
Ooh.
Takes a dribble, shoots it off the front of the rim and into the hands of Maya Martin on that rebound. As Union Local looks to get something going here. Been a little quiet here this second half offensively.
There you go.
And you know what? Maya Martin took that comment personally, Jamie.
I think she heard you. Yeah. He said, I'll show you. I'll bop in a 3.
It's like that Michael Jordan. And I took that personally. Wheeling Park looking to see if they have the offensive answer after that 3 from Maya Martin.
Tough to go in there with the
Trying
big
to
threes.
draw a foul on that one. They are unable to get it. Ball goes up to Vinskovich.
Ooh.
Went a little too soft on that one. Ball goes off the rim.
They got the numbers coming down. 4 on 3. And a beautiful pass and a layup. Nicely done.
That is Leigh Brooms, the sophomore. We mentioned somebody who might be as tall. She's 5'10". She's still 2 inches shorter than these other 2.
But they had to break. They had the numbers and converted.
That was her 4th points of the afternoon. Able to get a good shot off there. Just a little off the mark. Got a little scuffle here under.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like that ball is going to go Wheeling.
I tell you what, this court is making these girls tired. I see a lot of hands on hips. I told you around the 3rd or 4th quarter, running this 96 feet at breakneck speed, you're going to get tired.
You know, I'm somebody, like, I run half marathons. I can run a long way slowly, but if I had to play a basketball game, I don't know what would give out first, my heart or my knees. Wheeling Park back with the ball. Union Local with the 36-18 lead. Just over 2.5 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter. Wheeling Park has really picked things up offensively.
They've done okay.
Here in the
They
third
moved
quarter.
the ball. Look at this drive. There's a foul there. Yeah.
That's Wells drawing the foul on that drive there. Wells, just a freshman.
Oh, she's done a great job. Like I say, you look at her in 2 or 3 years, and man, you're going to have a great guard to go along with Niter. Like I say, they're going to be okay.
That was on the floor. So they bring it in from out of bounds. 3 ball coming there from Leah Young as Union Local comes up with a rebound on that one. Just under 2.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Uh-oh. You don't leave them open from 3, Rich. Delaney Butler's going to make you pay. It's Union Local. I know they're known for their defense, but I've enjoyed watching their offense.
Their offense is really good. Well, like I say, they have the equalizers underneath, but their guards have played very well too.
Absolutely. We're starting to see some subs in here for Wheeling Park. Few names we've not called quite yet. Adriana Moses is out there right now. As you mentioned, this floor is bigger than what these girls usually see, so we're probably going to be seeing some sub in here. Niter is able to
on the
draw
floor
foul.
again. Yeah, she's something.
On the floor. Oh, I know, she's scrappy.
I wouldn't want her guarding me, man. She's quick, got good hands, and very aggressive.
That one was on Saunders. That's her third.
She reminds me of former players at Park Doherty and Lala Woods.
Absolutely.
She must have watched them play because she looks just like one of them playing.
Absolutely. And I mean, she is a junior, so she would have played with
she would have played with them. She probably played against them enough at practice.
Oh, absolutely. You learn a few things when you're getting junior.
Yeah.
That was called on Saunders. That is her third, so she heads to the bench. As Wheeling Park looks for an open shot here. Drive by Wells. Just cannot get the bounce off the rim.
The thing I like about Park, they're not panicking. They're still running their offense. They're still playing basketball. They're not just out there seeing who can score the most points.
Absolutely. That jump ball goes to Union Local.
They're playing good defense. They're running their offense.
They're not letting themselves get frustrated.
Coach has to be extremely happy, even though the scores. Look at this, another steal, maybe. The good hands.
Look who's right up in there, Rich. Union Local is able to get it across the half-court line. That 3 ball.
Underneath, boom.
Vinskovich is going to be there in the paint.
Yeah, if she gets it in that area, it's going to be a 2 or a and 1.
Now 21 for number 22 on the afternoon. Niter with a nice drive. Just a little off the mark.
There she goes. She's a point guard.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Oh, called that clean.
Yeah.
That did go off them on the WVU Medicine replay.
You know, basketball, we talk about transition. She transitions in from a center to a point guard right during the middle of the game.
Absolutely.
She takes a rebound down, and then she's a center, and then she takes the whole length of the floor as a point guard.
Union Local up 41-18, 38.4 seconds left here in the third quarter of this one. Union Local with the ball.
And I'm sure some college is going to love to have her and Saunders.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Vinskovich sister went to West Liberty.
Yep.
She's out with an injury right now. She's got a brother that's a high jumper at Kent State.
And she's probably played a few games in the driveway against both of them.
Oh, yeah.
And got her head beat in.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It's not easy being the young one.
No, but now she's getting her due.
I say that like I'm the oldest sister, and my brother's 6'3", and I'm 5'2", so I think I took a few beatings myself.
That's okay. You look pretty good for beatings.
Yeah, I came out strong,
right.
No hand-eye coordination, but I got that dog in me, Rich.
Nice move, go up.
Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Able to get the foul there. That is Adriana Moses, the freshman.
Yeah, Park pretty much, if you look on their bench too, mostly girls who are like 5'5", 5'6". They don't really have any 6-footers over there yet.
So. Looks like that call came on Ellie Greenwood, the sophomore. Moses able to connect on that first free throw from the Ohio County Schools free throw line. 5 seconds left here in the third quarter. Moses good on the second one. They are going to sub in Anna Swartz. She is a sophomore. Got the call up to varsity for this game. So we said 5.8 seconds.
Park's going to pick
one more chance.
Yeah, with 5 seconds, 5.8, they're going to pick up full court and not let him get a shot off, but they're going to get one off anyway.
We got Vinskovich.
There it is.
Oh,
man.
Great great play. Just didn't develop the way they wanted it to. All right, Union Local up 41-20 as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll be back after a quick break.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
I'm Jamie Bordas. At Bordas & Bordas, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordaslaw.com.
Bordas and Bordas, fighting for justice.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
The Bordas and Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas and Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Union Local with the 3-touchdown lead in this one, 41-20 over Wheeling Park. The first game of the Sam Andy Classic. It's early in the season, but I think we've seen some good stuff out of both teams already.
Yeah,
so
I say
far, Rich.
Parks kind of team is going to get better as the season gets longer, and I think and then Union Local is just Union Local. They're a very strong team.
You got 21 points for Lakin Vinskovich, 10 for Saunders. Oh, I thought she was going to take that shot there. She thought about it for about half a second. Italy Schroeder gets her hands up, gets it on the ball, and that'll stay with Union Local.
Yeah, Coach Scooter, even though you're winning like this, you still don't want to get sloppy. He wasn't very happy with that possession, and you could tell by the look on his face. Because that's why he's good. Even though you're up like this, you want to be good. You want to get better. You don't want to be
see
sloppy.
Him down on both knees at one point in the third quarter.
Oh yeah, I've seen him laying on the floor before.
Just pleading.
Boom.
3 points there from Delaney Butler.
They got enough on outside and inside. It just drives you nuts.
Absolutely. Butler, Saunders, and Vinskovich all in double digits scoring now for the Union Local Jets.
If you notice, almost every time a girl gets a ball, there's someone on her. Boom, another. That's it.
Oh, nice.
That's the freshman again.
Yes, Brielle Wells. She's had a very impressive showing.
She is becoming a sophomore as we watch this game.
Absolutely. And stepping in at the last minute.
She's tough on defense. She's got a couple steals. Nice cut there.
Nice finish there. That was Delaney Butler. Once again, that gives her 12 on the afternoon.
Yeah, when a girl cuts to the hoop, you have to block the cut as a defender. You got to get in front of her, get your arm in front of her so they can't make that pass. You can't trail her to the hoop.
Butler's been averaging 5 points a game. She is up to 12 today, so having a very nice afternoon for the senior.
There's another steal by the Jets.
Get the hands in there. Saunders slows it down a little bit. Vinskovich able to come up with that ball.
Yeah, guess who's on the floor again?
I was going to say, could that be Nider? Union Local kind of taking their time, looking for a good shot, setting it up. No rush here with a 23-point lead here in the fourth quarter. I do believe they got that on number 20, Leah Young.
You know, it's funny when you're up 20-something like that as a fan, you're looking and saying, they put some other girls in. But as a coach, you're saying, you know what? if they hit 2 or 3 threes, that's a 10-point game, and that's you're not fully convinced you're going to win until almost the buzzer.
Kellaway hits the first. Despite a shriek from the crowd, gets the second as well from the Ohio County Schools free throw line. Just under 6 minutes left in this one. Union Local with 48-23 lead on Wheeling Park. Both teams showing a lot of promise so far in this one. We've been very impressed here with Kaylin Niter, who has just been all over the place for Wheeling Park.
They're going to keep, I think, Union Local, unless they have a barrage of threes, they're going to keep their 31-point average pretty close.
As we take a look at the WVU Medicine replay on that one. Inbounds play goes to Wells. Nice drive there, but shot just a little bit off the mark.
It got altered by the true trees in the middle.
It's amazing what a little height will do.
Nice, beautiful.
Oh.
Nice. Look at
it's fine. They're just passing it to each other.
Well, you said volleyball, and that's what they were doing.
Yeah,
playing volleyball.
Trying to get everybody involved.
Good hustle right there. Watch
Including
out.
us. Oh, man.
Almost had her in our lap.
You know what I could see is just me taking a basketball off the face on a Friday. You know, Rich, I've been informed. I keep saying we'll be back in 2. Our guys in the truck have been making fun of me because we've not had 1 2-minute commercial.
The game has been fast-paced and not a lot of foul. The referees are letting them play, which I love. You don't want to be blowing the whistle every other minute. Boom.
Italy Schroeder.
Good.
From the top of the three-point land.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
That's now 8 for her on the afternoon.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, as the teams do. It's not 2 minutes long, I'll tell you that much. Union Local 48-26 over Wheeling Park.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders. Crispy, juicy, tendery tendies. Ooh, that's fun to say. Tendies, tendies, tendies. And they're so good, maybe we should change our... For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
My blood sugar is borderline. I can worry about it, or I can do something about it. New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula works safely and naturally with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic.
This sweater? New? No. I've washed it 30 times with Persil. The color's still vibrant for out late, out cold, outside. It's vibrant wash after wash. Clothes look newer for longer with Persil.
Back again, Jeff? Well, I'm future you. Our doctor figured out why your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back. It's IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess is not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn how AbbVie and Ironwood could help you save.
Union Local of 48-26 on Wheeling Park. Just under 5 minutes left to go in Game 1 of Sam Andy Classic. And Rich, what have your takeaways really kind of been from the first 3 quarters of this?
Well, I heard all about this defense from Union Local. Now I've seen it firsthand, and now I see why they win almost 20 games a year. And the 2 girls underneath are fantastic. They're all Ohio players, and but all the other girls on the team, besides playing defense, they're very unselfish. They pass like they did right there. Nice pass, but they you see why they're good. And then on the other hand, I knew Park wasn't going to be as good as they have been in the last 2 or 3 years, but with no seniors on the team, they're playing great. And like I say, down the road next year, I don't want to play them. They're going to win some games this year in this valley, I'm telling you.
The ball goes to Wheeling Park on the possession arrow after the tie-up.
Ooh, there it is.
Nice drive there, but you get the block from Amira Saunders. We've talked a lot about Lakin Vinskovich and Amira Saunders, but Delaney Butler is also having herself a very nice afternoon.
Yes. They have other girls, like I say, they're very unselfish. They all handle the ball pretty well. They can all dribble without falling down. They play great defense. Just a really good all-around team.
Take a look at this WVU Medicine replay. Nice block there.
Yeah, block. Yeah. When you go down If I was on another team, I would say do not go in that 3-second lane with those two trees in there. There's a layup. Yeah. They're just too good.
That is now 23 on the day for Vinskovich. She's having herself a good afternoon, averaging almost a double-double in games, first 4 games of the season this year. Oh, nice drive.
And not only do they block shots, there's a nice pass down the court. They force you to shoot a bad shot. Boom.
Ooh. Delaney Butler, there she is again. She's been good from 3 today.
Yeah.
It's now 15 points for the senior Delaney Butler.
See that?
Schroeder. Oh.
Yeah.
You got all these 6-foot girls, and there is Brielle Wells, who is 5'6".
Trying to shoot over a tree. Good block there. The Park girls are playing hard. And like I say, their guards are very, very good. They don't, like I say, they don't have the height that the Union Local does.
Absolutely. You're going to have some subs coming in for this one. Kellaway gets a seat. Maya Martin gets a seat. Good days from both of them this afternoon. And then we got a sub here for Wheeling Park. That is Brooklyn Palmer.
Love the name.
Coming in for Brooms. Oh. And Italy Schroeder will take a seat as well. 3:19 left in this one. Union Local bringing the ball in. I wonder if they might try to, at this point, slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, Park went back to a zone, but still underneath it.
Still got that height. Still got that height. Saunders now with 12.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Nice drive
nice
there.
Drive.
It was really nicely
She's really
done
impressive.
by the freshman.
Really impressive as a freshman. You got to keep an eye on her.
I was going to say, when you're 5'6" and you're running between 2 6-foot girls and you do it with that kind of authority.
Boom.
Nice shot there. That's a sophomore. That's Ellie Greenwood.
Against her seniors. They're 2-3 years older than you. And she's going to get stronger, and she's going to be a heck of a player.
Absolutely.
Along with Nider.
Both those two playing with no fear. That's what I like to see out there.
That's going to be a good set of guards in the future for Coach Young. He's going to love these girls. She's quick, man. And she's on the floor. Of course she is.
Had a good idea. But they do get her with the charge on that one. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that might be her 4th foul, if I'm doing my math correct. So I think she's
subs
third.
for both teams now. Get some other girls in the game. That's great.
Yeah, if you got Vinskovich.
Yeah,
probably done for the day with 23 points there. Saunders
and
probably
Saunders
done
too,
for the day. 12 points for the day.
Yeah, get these other girls in the game. These girls practice hard every day. You got to get them in a game. They deserve to be in it. It's great.
Delaney Butler with 15. Very good showing from some of these Jets throughout the afternoon. Taking a look, we have seen a little bit of Ellie Greenwood, number 3, throughout the afternoon. Seeing some other folks for the first time.
Like I say, they've quietly got a 30-point lead. Like I say, it's like they put you to sleep slowly.
Minute and a half left. That was Lakin Davis getting called up to the varsity for this game, getting her hand on the ball, knocking it out of bounds. Ball stays with Union Local. 1:35 remaining in this one. Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. Coming up next is Wheeling Central and Brooke. The guys will hit the court about 6-ish. That's game 2. And then game 3, Wheeling Park, Morgantown. Always a great afternoon of basketball for the Sam Andy Classic.
Damn, wow.
Nice shot there. I don't even have 13 on my roster.
No, we don't, huh?
Well, shout out to number 13. I will find out your name, but we appreciate you. Great shot. That was Lakin Davis, who just came in. 3 ball. Union Local up 30, 61-31 in the waning moments of the first game here of the Sam Andy Classic. This will be the first time as a Union Local coach that Scooter Tolsta picks up a win against Wheeling Park.
Yeah, like I say, Park's had the upper hand for a lot of years. But Union Local, I tell you what, they're going to be the team to beat in the Valley.
A lot of talent, a lot of height. They're patient. They got that good defense. I think they are definitely going to give a lot of teams fits this year.
And I think Park will give some teams, like I say, some trouble too. They're very good.
Yeah, this is just their third game. And, you know, once you start figuring out that identity, who's going to be, you know, the runner, who's going to be the shooter, what you're most comfortable with.
Every team they play is not going to be Union Local.
No, that as well. Though, as we mentioned with their schedule.
Yeah.
It's never easy when you're looking at Morgantown, Buchanan, Upshur. It's never an easy day.
Stepped out.
Stepped out of bounds on that one. 23.9 seconds remaining. Union Local back with the ball.
This is crazy. They're giving up 31 points a game.
Oh.
And they're going to give up 31 points a game unless something happens crazy here.
Tried to take the guess. They're going to try to find a good shot, but be more than happy to just let this clock run out.
31 on the button. Unbelievable. Yep.
And that is a final. Union Local moves to 5-0 as they defeat Wheeling Park 61-31 in the first game of the Sam Andy Classic. It was a good one to kick things off here at West Banco Arena. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a little bit with a look at the play of the game.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2, 3. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here.
Welcome to Pike 40. Located just outside historic Morristown, Ohio, in an original U.S. Route 40 roadhouse, we offer something for everyone. Traditional favorites, historic comfort dishes, a spacious bar. Eat inside or enjoy our huge outdoor patio with comfy couches, a fire pit, and a large stage, showcasing the area's most talented performers. Come and experience Pike 40 and see what everyone's been talking about.
At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
Monday night just got a whole lot better with News 9 Sports on the go. Live at Seven Ranges Entertainment.
Join Bill Phillips and Don Sloan for sports talk, fun, games, and wings. 50-cent wings. And that's not all. Half-price bowling, axe throwing, mini golf, and arcade games.
Join us here at Seven Ranges or watch us live on Fox 9 and the WTOV9 digital platforms. It's Monday Night Mayhem. News 9 Sports on the go. Monday nights at 7 on Fox 9 and the WTOV9 digital platforms.
Union Local picking up a 61-31 win over the Wheeling Park Patriots in Game 1 of the Sam Andy Classic. And this was one that was dominated by the height, Rich. I think it would be fair to say that, you know, you look at Lake and Vinskovich, you look at Saunders, they had themselves a heck of a day.
Yeah, Scooter, the thing I was most impressed by is that your two bigs, great in the paint, but when they get the ball in the open court, they turn into guards.
Yeah, they're not really true post players. Even though they're 6 foot, maybe 6'1", Amira is. We don't really consider them true post players. Lakin's probably a little bit more so than Amira is.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, your defense, you're a magician. You average giving up 31 points a game, and tonight you give up 31 points. How do you do that?
Well, if we didn't fall down 2 times, and if we didn't do that, it would have been a little better.
I know you're never happy. You're never happy.
It's like,
you always figure you can do better, right?
Yes, sir.
But you got a really good team, a really balanced team, and all your girls could handle the ball. They all are not great shooters, but they all can handle the ball and play defense.
Yeah, I think defense, you know, when I came 5 years ago, we just said that we were going to come up with a philosophy on defense. And I got some really good coaches. Nick Nardo sits by me, and Mr. Mercer, and Drew Greenwood. Like, them guys are, like, amazing. And we just, like, really take pride in our defense. I mean, we work on it religiously every day.
Fun to watch. Fun to watch.
Coach, Delaney Butler had herself a pretty nice game, averaging 5 points this season, but goes up over 15. What was working for her today?
You know, just making some shots, and I think she just makes some. She's shown that she can do that, and she's struggled a little bit here at the beginning. But I know what Delaney can do, and I keep saying this, like, our girls are all multi-sport athletes. They all play volleyball, every one of them, and it just takes a while. We talked about Coach Ford. He said it takes till Christmas time, so it takes a while.
Well,
you're
you're very close.
Yeah, we're getting there, so the time's against us.
Well, you're fun to watch, and I know you got a tough schedule the rest of the way, but you guys are going to do great, and good luck to the rest of the way.
Yep, thanks for doing it. See
Coach,
you guys.
Thank you so much. And again, 61-31 win here for Union Local over Wheeling Park. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with more in just a few.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
Many families in the Ohio Valley are supported by Easter Seals, but they need your help. WTOV9 is partnering with Easter Seals to raise awareness for this life-changing organization. Easter Seals creates solutions for children with disabilities, helping them to live each day to its fullest potential.
Providing these services does not come without a cost, but no one is ever turned away for inability to pay.
With 100% of donations staying local, Easter Seals can change the lives of children and families across the Ohio Valley, thanks to you.
Scan the QR code to donate to Easter Seals.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
News 9 Sunrise is everywhere, making a difference for you.
Game one of the Sam Andy Classic in the books as Union Local grabs a 61-31 win over Wheeling Park. We talked a lot about the game, but we have to talk a lot about Sam Andy, and to do that, we brought in Wheeling Park men's coach Michael Gebbia. Mike, I have looked through Sam's career, exceptional career, but I've also heard he was such a great guy, a character, just a really great guy to be around. Tell me a little bit about Sam Andy.
He cared for his players. You know, he was a player's coach, and Rich knows this. Like back in the day, in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, and the crowds were bigger, and he would stir up things with other coaches. Nothing personal, nothing malicious, but he would say some things to maybe get under the other team, their fans' skin. It was just all in jest, but it was just I played for him, coached with him for 3 or 4 years, and we just try to do one night here. We're trying to rotate different teams in from year to year. Just had our girls' games, so we miss him. He's been gone 9 years now. We try to do this each year now, and we're getting great support. You guys, Fitzsimmons Law Firm, Straub Auto, just gracious for our sponsors.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one quick story about Sam, and I always tell people they're playing Big Red, and my son Bubba was playing, and he wanted to get the crowd going. So at that time, and it's still, if you dunk the ball in warm-ups, it's technical. Well, he had Park guys dunk 4 times to get the crowd going. We started off the game with 8 technicals, and he walked by our bench. He goes, "That's okay. We're going to kick your butt anyway." But that's Sam, right?
Yeah, it was.
He was a character, but what great teams he had. And like I say, he put Park on a map as far as basketball.
Yeah. Our school opened in 1976. This is actually our 50th season, and our school will be 50th anniversary when we open in the fall. School starts back up in the fall, but we had Wheeling High, we had Warwood High, Philadelphia, where they were all coming off good seasons. He was the coach at the new school when that first year he made basketball important. He had a team of 12 players. They all played. He had a blue team. He stole that from Dean Smith. They went undefeated, lost in the tournament, but kind of made basketball very important. And Wheeling High had great teams. Warwood had good teams. Philadelphia. So, he was the right guy. And, and then at the time I was there in the 90s, we were playing regional schedule, national schedule, went to Florida, went to Kentucky, just a lot of exciting stuff. So he took some of my meal money playing euchre, too. But it's okay.
I heard Ryan Young told me he played at Wheeling Central. He said we took a few butt kickings courtesy of Coach Andy when we were there, too.
Coach Young and I, we played against each other. So Central had some good teams then, no doubt. But they were just fun games. And Coach Andy and Doobie Daler, but they go back and forth a little bit, just all in fun.
Yeah, you guys do a fantastic job on this. Started in 2017. How much have you seen this grow since then?
Well, it's just each year, the crowds, a lot has to do with the matchups, but having Wheeling Central back and the West Virginia Player of the Year, Eli Sancombe, that's a draw right there. So, and then obviously you guys being involved has really helped it grow, and the audience and the TV, and just kind of tipping off basketball season. Get a girls game to start off, then 2 boys games, and just trying to generate some excitement as football's just winding down.
Absolutely, Mike.
Yeah, Coach, you've taken the torch from Coach Sam and your program, and your first class all the way. So
thank you.
You guys do a great job.
Yeah, we appreciate you letting us be a part of it. All I've heard from coaches that I've talked to is that it's such an honor to be a part of this. So we appreciate what you guys are doing for the community.
Well, thank you guys as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us be here. We're going to take a quick break. Got Wheeling Central boys, Brooke boys coming up in just a few minutes.
It's time to get up, to rise, to wake up with the Ohio Valley's most watched morning show, News 9 Sunrise.
We're everywhere, working to make your mornings easier.
Everywhere, keeping you informed and connected, and helping keep you and your family safe.
Stay weather aware everywhere with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Exline.
Get all the important local information that could impact your day with the News 9 and Severe Weather Team 9 apps.
You hear us say it all the time, but it's true.
News 9 Sunrise is everywhere, making a difference for you.
A love song that goes on forever, for worse and for better, we'll two-step together, and I'll hold you closer each day I go through this dance of a lifetime with you.
They're your neighbor, coworker, or significant other, quietly inspiring, coaching, and lending a helping hand. News 9's Hannah's Heroes. These heroes deserve to be recognized, and I get to tell you about them. Scan the QR code on your screen to nominate special individuals making a big difference in our community. And then be sure to watch News 9 Wednesdays at 5 and 10 p.m. to see Hannah's Hero of the Week.
Sponsored by Trinity Health System. Skyview 9 with twice the power to help discover breaking news. Experience more and know more. 2 drones, 1 great news team, unlimited reach. News 9 and Skyview 9 take you everywhere. Sponsored by WVU Medicine Weirton Medical Center.
Weather in the Ohio Valley can change
in an instant. The Severe Weather Team 9 app will help you plan and prepare.
Before weather threatens, access storm tracking, interactive radar, and your futurecast. Download the Severe Weather Team 9 app today.
Alrighty, so Jamie Baker tags out, Jack Hillgrove tags in, Rich Donnelly is with us for the long haul tonight. Game 1 of the 2025 Sam Andy Classic is in the books, and we're getting you set for the middle game of the 2025 Sam Andy Classic. The Wheeling Central Catholic Maroon Knights, the defending AA state champs, taking on the Brooke Bruins. First of all, Rich, it's a pleasure to be back with you for another basketball season, and we've got a fantastic matchup on tap for the middle game of this 2025 Sam Andy Classic. Wheeling Central comes as advertised. They've got the best team in the state as far as Class AA is concerned. with the best player in the state who's on his way to Division I basketball.
Yeah, you're going to be watching a kid tonight who's going to be on TV next year. He's a great player. They have a
he's on TV tonight too, but like bigger TV.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
National or whatever. And then you got the Brooke Bruins, coached by Adam Shinsky. Tough kids, hard-nosed kids. They took this game when a lot of people didn't want to take it. So I admire him for that, and it's just going to be fun to watch.
And Adam Shinsky, in his 6th season as the head coach of the Brooke Bruins, spent the previous 7 before he took the Brooke job as an assistant with Mel Stevens at Wheeling Central Catholic. So there's history between the two. Adam Shinsky, a part of many good teams as an assistant under Mel Stevens, now taking on his former boss, so to speak, in this matchup here tonight.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, this has been a great night. Sam Andy was a dear friend of mine, great competitor. I was telling stories about him that he used to come out before the game, and you're not supposed to dunk in warm-ups, and he had everybody dunking to get the crowd going, even though you start the game with technicals. He didn't care.
The Sam Andy Classic for the 8th consecutive year. We got a chance to chat with Michael Gebbia live in the news. I saw you guys did at the conclusion of the first game. He started basketball at Wheeling Park High School when the 3 schools merged in the late 70s, and he was the coach all the way up until Coach Gebbia took the thing over pretty much. And Michael Gebbia is a guy that played for Sam, coached under Sam, and is not only keeping the basketball tradition alive at Wheeling Park High School, but in Ohio County in general.
I just told him, I said, when Sam came in, he took the park program and he made it like a national program. They were ranked in the top 20 in the country, and he had D1 players like every other year. And Michael Gebbia has taken the torch. It's been passed to him, and they've run a first-class program, and they've done it all the way from when he took over from Sam.
Wheeling Park will take on Morgantown in the 8 o'clock matchup here inside West Banco Arena. Wheeling Park girls and Union Local just wrapped up with the Lady Jets victorious. And as mentioned, we have a good matchup in the middle game between Brooke and Wheeling Central. For the Bruins, they've already played a game. This is game number 2 for them, coming off of a 54-49 victory over Harrison Central. Wheeling Central opening up its season tonight inside West Banco Arena. And we talked a lot about Eli Sancombe, the 6'5 senior on his way to Liberty to play Division I basketball, the number 1 player in the state of West Virginia. When you look at the recruiting rankings, Eli Sancombe's got 4 stars next to his name and is a top 100 player according to 24/7 Sports. But they've got some tremendous role players around Eli, including his little brother Luke, who came on as a sophomore last year. He's a junior this year, a couple of inches taller, and he's one heck of a player as well.
Yeah, he could knock it down. Everybody wants to watch Eli play. Then I saw him. I think we had a game on last year with Lindsley, and I said, man, who's that little dude? And they go, that's his brother. And I go, that's his brother. He's 5'5", banging in threes everywhere.
And Max Oliage at 6'7" in the middle. He will be a big-time player both on the boards and in the scoring column for Wheeling Central as well. We'll get into the starting lineups and all that in a little bit. But as we look at Brooke, again, 1-0 on the 2025 campaign, coming off of a close win over Harrison Central at home to start the season for Adam Shinsky's club. And in that matchup, Crosby Morris, who will be in the starting lineup tonight, had an 18-point outing against the Huskies, a career high. He's 6'6", so that's a potential matchup down low that we could see prove to be pretty entertaining tonight as well, with Crosby Morris and with Max Oliage. So there's some height on both sides of the floor as well. These guys, both for Wheeling Central and for Brooke, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'6" at points. But a lot of those guys can stretch the floor as well and play multiple positions and not just be glued to the post.
Yeah, Adams, his teams at Brooke, when you're playing, the first thing you say is they're going to be tough and they're going to be in your face. They're not going to back down from this challenge, and I'm looking forward to see what can happen here.
He's in his 6th season, again, spending the previous 7 seasons under Mel Stevens at Wheeling Central Catholic as an assistant. Adam, a Bishop Donahue and Ohio University alumnus, and is also the executive director of the Wheeling YMCA. Mel Stevens in his 23rd season as the head coach of the Wheeling Central boys basketball program, over 400 wins, 7 state championships, the most recent one back in March, and a member of the Wheeling Central Hall of Fame class of 2019. And Wheeling Central, Rich, just did what few schools have done before, the calendar year sweep. They won a basketball state title in March. They won a baseball state championship in late May, early June. I think it was June by that point. And then the football team just won a state championship a couple of weeks ago. That's why you're seeing a bunch of these basketball players with bleach blonde hair, because ahead of the state championship day, and some of them chose to, some of them opted not to, but you could tell that they've had some football guys on this basketball squad as well.
Yeah, the coaches down there, Coach Young and, Coach Stevens have done a great job here. They could play with anybody. I don't care what division they're in. They could match up against some D1 teams in West Virginia or Ohio.
We will talk a lot about both of these programs as the night rolls along. It is the 2025 Sam Andy Classic here inside West Banco Arena. More on this matchup when we return here on WTOV9 and across the WTOV9 digital platforms.
It's time to get up, to rise, to wake up with the Ohio Valley's most watched morning show, News 9 Sunrise.
We're everywhere, working to make your mornings easier.
Everywhere, keeping you informed and connected and helping keep you and your family safe.
Stay weather aware everywhere with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Exline.
Get all the important local information that could impact your day with the News 9 and Severe Weather Team 9 apps.
You hear us say it all the time, but it's true.
News 9 Sunrise is everywhere, making a difference for you.
A love song that goes on forever, for worse and for better, we'll two-step together, and I'll hold you closer each day I go through this dance of a lifetime with you.
They're your neighbor, coworker, or significant other, quietly inspiring, coaching, and lending a helping hand. News 9's Hannah's Heroes. These heroes deserve to be recognized, and I get to tell you about them. Scan the QR code on your screen to nominate special individuals making a big difference in our community. And then be sure to watch News 9 Wednesdays at 5 and 10 p.m. to see Hannah's Hero of the Week.
Sponsored by Trinity Health System. Skyview 9 with twice the power to help discover breaking news. Experience more and know more. 2 drones, 1 great news team, unlimited reach. News 9 and Skyview 9 take you everywhere. Sponsored by WVU Medicine Weirton Medical Center.
Weather in the Ohio Valley can change
in an instant. The Severe Weather Team 9 app will help you plan and prepare.
Before weather threatens, access storm tracking, interactive radar, and your futurecast. Download the Severe Weather Team 9 app today.
And welcome back inside West Banco Arena. The 8th annual Sam Andy Classic in honor of the late, great Sam Andy, former head coach at Wheeling Park High School and the guy that got basketball started at Wheeling Park High School. This triple header each December for the last 8 years in his memory. We just saw the Wheeling Park girls take on the Union local girls. The Jets victorious in that one. Get you set for the middle game, Brooke and Wheeling Central. Jack Hillgrove, Rich Donnelly alongside for this middle matchup here inside West Banco Arena. And Rich, we were talking about Wheeling Central and their ability on the basketball floor, 24-2 last season. And one of those losses a season ago was to another state champion in our area, the Monroe Central Seminoles. They played 3 times last year. Wheeling Central won 2, the Seminoles won 1. And what was great about both of those programs, playing 3 tremendously competitive basketball games in the regular season, they both won state championships on the same day, which is not only tremendous for those communities, but pretty darn cool for the Ohio Valley as well.
Yeah, people always talk about Ohio Valley being a football, OVAC. Basketball's won all the championships in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, like I say, they could play with anybody. I know during the summer they play all over the place, and like I say, the Sandcombe kid, he's terrific. I mean, it's rare when we get a guy who's going to play D1 basketball around here. And people, if you get a chance to watch him, should be really special.
Yeah, 6'5", can run the floor and play virtually all 5 positions. He is headed to Liberty University to continue his basketball career. But his senior season starts tonight against the Brooke Bruins. As we get set for this matchup, we take a look at our keys to the game for both Wheeling Central and for Brooke High School. The top key for Brooke, Rich Donnelly, is the big one. You got to keep him in check, and we saw him, and you mentioned that game against Lindsley last year. He scored 47 points in a basketball game. There are 32 minutes, 4 8-minute quarters in high school basketball, averaging over a point per minute. That's pretty darn good, and Brooke's got to start with this matchup and try to keep number 11 in check.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, if you play in front of him, you play behind him, if you double team him, if he has his hands on the ball, he's either going to create points or score points. He can create points by passing, but he's very good underneath. And the thing I like about him that I saw last year, he could come out on the perimeter and shoot the ball. And he's 6'7". Guard him and then try to guard him underneath. Good luck.
Also for Brooke, as far as the keys to the game are concerned, limit the turnovers and take high percentage shots. For Mel Stevens and Wheeling Central, operate with pace. With the Eli Sankome's hands on the basketball, they can do that and dictate the pace. Work inside out. They can do that as well with Stephen Brodegard and Max Oliage in the middle. Brodegard, a 6'6 senior. Oliage, a 6'7 senior. Both of those guys in the starting lineup tonight for the Maroon Knights and play together. They do have the number 1 player in the state. They do have a guy that averages like 25 points per game for his career. But these guys are talented at positions 1 through 5, and if they play together, that'll obviously bode very well for them tonight.
Yeah, I think Brooke wants to do, I think Coach Shinsky, I've talked to him before, they would like to. It sounds like they would like to shorten the game. Hold on to the ball, make good possessions, take good shots. Don't try to get in a running contest with these guys. They have more talent than you. That's you can see that easy. But so what do? You just keep playing and get your brains beat by 50? No, you try to work out a strategy to maybe keep the ball away. And one of the ways is keeping the ball away from Sancombe is you have the ball and just run a 2-minute offense or something. Run 2 minutes off the clock and then get a nice shot. That takes the ball out of his hands. If you try to play him straight up, it's going to be a tough night.
As far as Brooke goes, they've got some height in the lineup as well. It's highlighted by junior forward Grant Yost at 6'2", and Crosby Morris, the 6'6" sophomore forward, who's coming off of a career high in the first matchup of the season for the Bruins against Harrison Central. Morris 18 points in that matchup. Last season, Brooke 9-15. It was good for a 7th place finish in OVAC Class 5A, but they did come 1 game away from entering the 3A state basketball tournament. Last season beating East Fairmont in round 1 of the West Virginia Class AAA Region 1 regional bracket, but they did fall to Fairmont Senior in that matchup and a chance to go to state. Brooke trying for its first winning season since 2021-2022 when they went 14-9. Those are our keys to the game. And again, last season for Wheeling Central, 24-2 was the record. State championship, the 7th state championship under Mel Stevens since 2002. And despite what they lost, and they lost some key seniors in Troy Anthony and Tyler Dean, guys that provided a lot of valuable minutes, guys that started, guys that shot the basketball particularly well as well. They have aspirations for a 2nd consecutive state championship based off of what they have coming back, and rightfully so.
Yeah, good all-around team. They play great defense. They do what a good team does. They're very unselfish, and then you have the wild card in the middle. So, it's going to be a great year for them, and I think they're going to have a great run to the state.
We just showed you our keys to the game. We'll show you the starting lineups in this matchup tonight as the captains meet at midcourt. That is the Brooke Bruins starting lineup. In the backcourt, Ty Sperringer, quarterback on the football team, starting guard on the basketball team, one heck of an athlete. Joined in that backcourt by Andrew Murdoch, who is a 6'1 senior, and Pete Fodor, 5'10 junior guard. And then in the front court, a couple of guys, 6'2 plus. Grant Yost, who we talked about, the junior forward, standing at 6'2. And in the middle, Crosby Morris, the 6'6 sophomore forward. Those are the 5 starters for Adam Shinsky and the Bruins. Off the bench, Leland Archaich, 6'6 sophomore or 6 foot sophomore guard. Andrew Petrella, 5'10 junior guard. Caden Toma, 5'9 sophomore guard. Pierce Farrell, 6'3 junior forward. Brody Drum, 5'10 sophomore forward. And Camden Sperringer, 6 foot freshman forward, another member of the football squad. That is the Brooke starters and the guys coming off the bench. For Mel Stevens and the Wheeling Central Catholic Maroon Knights, their starting lineup is this. It looks a little bit different. They graduate 3 starters, but a couple of guys that are back. It's Eli Sancombe and Max Oliage. The guys filling that role as far as the starters are concerned, Nico Cusick, Stephen Brodegard, and Luke Sancombe elevated into the starting lineup. That backcourt of Sancombe, and Cusick, and the front court of Oliage and Brodegard. They'll get minutes off the bench from guys like Levi Ryan, the 5'5 junior, Riley Taylor, 6'2 junior. Braden Estep, 6'2 junior forward. Will Weir, a 5'11 junior. Seth Woduski, 6'1 junior forward. Jackson Bell, 5'11 sophomore forward. And a couple of freshmen, Rich Donnelly as well, in Naheem Shepard, a 6'1 freshman. And in addition to Shepherd Services, another freshman on the varsity roster for the Central Catholic Maroon Knights. That is Dylan Platt at 6'2". So anytime that you can get your name on the varsity roster in 9th grade, it shows you that you've got some promise and some potential as well.
Yeah, Wheeling Central in all sports, they just don't have one good year. They keep it rolling in every sport all the way through. Like you said, they have freshmen, sophomores that get good experience practicing against these. How would you like to practice against Sandcombe every day? And you're about 6'5". It has to help you. So these young kids that they have are just going to continue the tradition, the great tradition that they've had, and all these state championships in all these sports.
Those are our starting lineups for both Brooke and for both Wheeling Central. This is the middle game, and we are getting set for a good one between these two programs. The nightcap between Wheeling Park Boys and Morgantown will conclude the 8th annual Sam Andy Classic, and that's a program in Morgantown that's been pretty darn good as of late as well. Dave Tallman, the local connection, his dad, the coach at Magnolia, Dave Jr., played for his dad at Magnolia and has put together one heck of a program in Monongalia County.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing them play. I know they were really good last year. A couple years ago, they had is it Sharon Moore,
Yes.
the point guard?
Yep.
He's up at Akron now.
Yes.
So they got players too.
Yes, they do, and Wheeling Park will bring a lot back, and we'll talk more about the Patriots as the evening goes along as well for Michael Jebbia and the 2025-2026 Wheeling Park Patriots. We're about 7 minutes to tip off, and we will step aside here one more time, and when we do come back, we'll get set for tip between the Bruins dressed in black and the Maroon Knights dressed in white. Tell you about our officials, and we'll get set for this matchup for the middle game of the 2025 Sam Andy Classic. We'll be right back.
Here, we go further to keep medicine close to home by surrounding you with a team of experts and surrounding our region with the highest level of care, with the world's latest treatments and breakthroughs that change the odds. Because in medicine, we find a way. We go as far as it takes to help the people right here.
I'm Jamie Bordas. At Bordas & Bordas, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordaslaw.com.
Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2, 3. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here!
For over 140 years, we've been writing our story together, cheering on local teams, supporting our schools, and standing beside local businesses every step of the way. At Belmont Savings Bank, your local community bank, we say thank you for being the heart of our community. Your trust, growth, and support inspire us to give back and make your story part of ours. Let's keep writing it together. We'd love to help you with your story.
The Bordas & Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Courtside at West Banco Arena, 2025-2026. The OVAC basketball season is underway. And Rich Donnelly, I have to tell you, because for as much as I enjoy football and for as much as I think that the people in this area enjoy football, I am very much looking forward to several months of covering a sporting event that takes place indoors.
Yes.
It got very, very cold at the end of football season.
Yeah,
this
it's going to be a little colder tomorrow too, I heard. But this is great, a great venue for this this tournament. Sam Andy, you're going to have great teams in here, and just looking forward to seeing. I like the matchups here. I like you got the Wheeling Central team that has the title. They have all the good players. Then you have a team that's coming in here they got to try to figure out a way to overcome that. So that's the strategy I love to watch that.
And for as far as this venue is concerned, West Banco Arena, they play the MEC conference tournaments here. This is no stranger to a basketball venue. In addition to it being home to the Wheeling Nailers, there's a lot of depth behind the baskets, which is something that if you're a high school player, you have to learn to overcome. I know that was an issue a couple of years ago when Steubenville Big Red was playing in its regional game against Bishop Hartley in that arena in Columbus. They have to deal with it when they go play in Charleston for the state championships in West Virginia, both the boys and the girls. They've got to deal with it tonight, and that can definitely screw up, or you have to adjust as far as your way to shoot the ball and your depth perception.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you're a pretty good shooter and you've been playing in a small gym like these teams do, and you're used to making 3 or 4 shots in a row, and all of a sudden you come down, you airball the first 3 shots. You're like, what the heck? I ain't shooting no more. And like you said, it messes you up. But the background here, it's different, and you have to learn to adjust to it. All good players do, and I'm sure they will.
Our 3 officials for game number 2 are courtside here at West Banco Arena. Jose Davis, Nico Bracone, and Maya Williams. That is our officiating crew for game number 2, overseen by the guy with the glasses on in the back there, the OVAC basketball commissioner, Doug Costain. So basketball season is here. We've got tons of good basketball on tap for tonight. The rest of our live high school schedule this winter as well. And then next weekend, a pretty darn good showcase up in the Gem City in Toronto with the Calavoda Holiday Showcase. These Maroon Knights will be featured against Steubenville Big Red in one of the nightcaps in that matchup. And that'll be a fun game to see. And yeah. I know you frequent Toronto High School, and especially that venue and that showcase throughout the weekend. Those are some and good teams go to play there as well.
Coach Tucker does a good job of bringing in these teams, and you're going to have some really good matchups. Like I say, you're going to have Big Red playing Wheeling Central, and then the following night, I think Big Red's playing Toronto. So, and then Coach Tucker, he brings in all kinds of these teams from places you never heard of. He brings them in here, great talent, and it's a great venue to watch a tournament.
Yep, Wheeling Park in the nightcap. They'll be featured in that Calavoda Holiday Showcase as well next week at the Gem City in Toronto, and both Maroon Knights and Steubenville Big Red, as Rich and I just mentioned, will be in that matchup, in that showcase as well. We're getting set for tip-off. 1 minute to go on the warm-up clock. And again, our starting lineups for tonight. First for those Maroon Knights, Eli Sancombe, Luke Sancombe, Nico Cusick, Max Oliage, and Stephen Brodegard. For Brooke Bruins, Grant Yost, Ty Sparinger, Andrew Murdoch, Crosby, Morris, and Pete Fodor as we get set and ready to roll for Game 2 of the Sam Andy Classic. Brooke in black, Wheeling Central in white, and we are moments away from the tip-off of the middle game between these 2 squads. Both West Virginia schools, Brooke obviously Brooke County, Wheeling Central, Ohio County. We had the Lone Ohio team already play and win in the opening matchup between Union Local and Wheeling Park girls. The Lady Jets and Scooter Tolsda victorious in that one. And then a couple of West Virginia rivals in the nightcap between Wheeling Park and Morgantown. And it's interesting because even though there's about an hour 15 that differentiate Wheeling Park and Morgantown, they've had some stellar matchups, both boys basketball, girls basketball, football,
everything
as well.
It's become a really good state rivalry. Yep.
We're set and ready to go for the middle game, and our public address and the starting lineups will be introduced here in a moment. Set and ready to roll between Wheeling Central and Brooke.
As we honor America with the Star-Spangled Banner.
Already
The lights are dim. The starting lineups being introduced here inside West Banco Arena. Mel Stevens in year 23 as the head coach of Wheeling Central Catholic. Adam Shinsky, the former Wheeling Central assistant, and now Brooke head coach in his 6th season guiding the Bruins. The Brooke starters being introduced now, and there they are on your screen. Ty Sparinger. And then Andrew Murdoch, number 3. Grant Yost, number 00. Crosby Morris, number 5. And Pete Fodor, number 33, round out the starting lineup for the Brooke Bruins. And Rich Donnelly, again, it comes down to containing Eli Sancombe. They can do that, obviously, defensively. That's one of the keys. But sustaining the basketball. And you talked about this a little bit in the pregame. Sustaining the ball is another way, in an effective way, potentially, to keep it out of his hands.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. You know, Brooke has some good athletes, like the Murdoch kid, good athlete. Sparinger kid, good football player. Murdoch kid going to West Liberty, I believe, for baseball. So you have some good athletes here. So when you face good athletes, that makes a difference. Even though they're not great basketball players, they're good athletes. They can guard you. And like I say, I'm very interested to see how this game starts out with what they're going to do with Sancombe. Are they going to put a guy in front of him, behind him? Are they going to play a zone, man-to-man, or what? So it's going to be fun to watch here in a couple minutes.
There are the starters for Wheeling Central Catholic. Again, we'll go through them one more time. Luke Sancombe, Eli Sancombe, Max Oliage, Nico Cusick, and Stephen Brodegard. And there goes number 11, the number 1 ranked recruit in the Mountain State, according to 247 Sports. A 4-star recruit headed to Liberty in the Conference USA to continue his basketball career. And that's no small school either. They've been a very, very competitive football team in the Greater 5, and they were in the NCAA tournament as of recent as well. And that's a place, you know, talking with Eli on his national signing day a couple of weeks ago, he just fell in love with right away, and everything lined up. The faith that was important to him, and then the connection with the basketball program, the head coach, and the community there as well.
And for all the Pirate fans, it's a former school, but our favorite player, Sid Bream.
I did not know that.
He's a Liberty grad.
A Liberty Flame. Well, there you have it.
And I think his sister-in-law is too, Shannon Bream.
And we are ready to roll. Jose Davis, our lead official tonight, will toss the basketball in the air. It's going to be a jump ball between Crosby Morris and Max Oliage, won and controlled by the Central Catholic Maroon Knights, who will operate from left to right as you see it on your screen.
Yeah, looks like Brooks going to be in a man-to-man.
Good cut inside.
Nice
Oliage
cut.
to Stephen Brodegard, and the 2025-2026 season is underway. Central scoring about 15 seconds into the contest. Turnaround jumper on the other end for Brooke and Andrew Murdoch, and it falls, and it's 2-2.
Murdoch, a top left-hand pitcher, going to go to West Liberty next year.
Oliage will try a 3. It is too strong off the back into the iron, and the rebound is won by Morris, but knocked away. Sancombe's floater, no good. Gets his own miss. Almost goes out of bounds.
Yeah, good steal.
Brooke able to hang on to it. And another steal. Sancombe up and under, and he'll go to the line.
Have a double team trap in the corner. It's like having 3 guys on you because you got the out of bounds as one of your defenders.
The foul on Brooks, Ty Sparinger, the first one of the game, and it'll send Sancombe to the line. First one good, and those are his first points of his senior season. Come at the charity stripe here inside West Banco Arena. 53 seconds into the contest, it's 3-2.
Got a beautiful shot, good release for a big man. That's why he'll play at college. He'll play a little bit outside too.
4-2. And what's important about his game, and at the Division I level especially, he's athletic enough, he's tall enough at 6'5", as Brooke drives the lane.
Yep.
And Grant Yost misses the shot, but he'll head to the line. But he's got the size that couples with the athleticism in order for him to play, on the perimeter positions 1 through 3 and do it well.
He has a beautiful shot.
Good job in transition there. Yost will head to the line. Ty Sparinger leading the fast break. Grant Yost's first free throw attempt is no good. Too strong off the back of the line.
Yeah, Brooke has to stay in this game. They got to make their free throws and make their easy shots. They're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities, but their foul shots they got to make to stay in this thing.
And Yost goes 1 for 2 from the line, and it is 4-3 in favor of Wheeling Central, who's the home team on the scoreboard. Sancombe drives with the right hand, spins, shoots with the left, is no good, gets his own miss and puts it back up and in. Eli Sancombe with 4, and it's 6-3.
Little trap at the midcourt.
Good job from Yost to corral it, spin around, drive, and he travels, says Maya Williams, our referee, on that far side of the floor, and it'll be Central ball.
Yeah, when Central traps you, they're so darn long, you know, so it's like having 3 guys on you when they got Sancombe and Olchek on you. Man, oh man.
Luke Sancombe, shot fake. Back over to his brother. Drives baseline, and he is fouled at 6:19 to go first quarter.
I think it makes him so tough, too, Jack, is he's so active with the ball. I mean, when he gets the ball, the first thing he's looking to do is go to the hoop.
Second team foul on the Bruins. That one's the first on Fodor. Central, the foul on Yost when he went to the line was Nico Cusick. So 2 team fouls for the Bruins, 1 for the Maroon Knights. Cusick, who owns that foul, has the basketball, drives, spins, and finds Oliage inside. Good look and a good finish. Junior to senior. 8-3. Ty Sperringer into the forecourt. Quickly to Yost on the block. And he gets it to go.
That's what Brooke has to do. The shots they should make, they have to make them.
Luke Sancombe, a 3 from the top of the circle. Is good after it rattles around. The first 3-pointer of the game belongs to Luke Sancombe, and then he has a steal. Ahead to big brother. And a foul. He's got 6. A free throw would make it 7.
I mean, their defense is suffocating. You see it right there. Sancombe with the great hands on to brother. Initiates a contact and gets the hoop.
And 1. Sancombe with 7. 3 of them from the charity stripe. It's 14-5. Quickly the other way, and Brodegaard's going to foul on Crosby Morris. And that'll be the second team foul for the Maroon Knights. You talk about Division I athletes. And Central has 3 of them in the starting lineup. Sancombe, obviously, we talked about. Stephen Brodegaard's going to go pitch at Mercyhurst and was one heck of a pitcher. I think the career ERA is well below 1. And Max Oliage has his pick. He could either go play football at the next level or basketball at the next level. He was a key contributor, wide receiver, and outside linebacker for Mike Young this past season.
Yeah, like I say, their front line is unprecedented around here. 6'6", 6'7", 6'6", and they can all almost play like guards.
Morris went 1 for 2 from the line, and underneath, Eli Sancombe scores yet again, and he very quickly has 9 of his team's 16 in this first period. Brooke trying to stop the bleeding. Sperringer too strong. Oliage the rebound. The other way. Eli behind the back, and he'll bring it back out and establish the offense. No look. Max Oliage gets the floater to roll. It's 4 for him, 18 for his team. They lead it by 12. 3 ball from the lefty, Murdoch. No. Max has the miss. Eli. Nico. Back to Oliage. Good find.
Nice.
Cusick underneath, and he gets it to roll. And all 5 starters for the Maroon Knights are in the scoring column. Nico Cusick, the junior guard and the quarterback on that state championship football team, his first 2 points. Good find underneath.
Good.
And Crosby Morris has 3. Again, he had a career-high 18 in the first game for the Bruins against Harrison Central, a game they won by 5. Sancombe's 3 on the other end is too strong, but Oliage has the offensive board. His putback attempt is no good, and there goes Ty Sperringer. And a steal. Cusick pokes it away. Eli Sancombe drives with the right. Layup no good. Rebound to Murdoch. Ahead to Fodor for 3. Nope. Almost an offensive rebound for Morris, but Stephen Brodegaard does a good job of prying it away. Oliage.
Beautiful pass.
And a 2-handed slam.
Beautiful pass. Even though they're so big on the front line, it looks like they have 5 guards on the floor. They all pass and dribble, all unselfish.
22-8. Turnaround Jay for Murdoch. No. Rebound to Oliage. Luke over to Eli, and Eli Sancombe will walk it up the floor with his team up 22-8 with 3 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter. Neither team has yet to make a substitution, but a pair of guys, one for each team, will check in at the next stop. They're at the scorer's table. Luke Sancombe drives. Left-handed layup is no good as he falls down. Stephen Brodegard the miss. Nico Cusick driving himself, and he has it blocked out of bounds by Crosby Morris. It'll stay with the Maroon Knights. And a timeout on the floor as a couple of guys check in for the Bruins. And we'll go to break. 2:48 to go first quarter. It's been all Maroon Knights. Eli Sancombe with 9, his team with 22, and they lead it by 14.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
Welcome back to West Banco Arena, everybody. Jack Hillgrove and Rich Donnelly alongside for what's been all Wheeling Central to start this matchup. Rich, 22-8. Mel Stevens, there he is, the head coach, but sitting at the scorer's table. He recently had a procedure done that's preventing him to stand a lot, so he is at the scorer's table, still obviously very much involved, but there's Tyler Mirando, assistant coach, standing and acting as the bench boss tonight.
Well, he's taught him well. It looks like they got 5 coaches on the floor.
This coaching staff has been together for a very long time.
Boy,
Tyler, the Bibees, the son of Mel, Chris Stevens, who's a former head coach at Winfield. And as I say that, Wheeling Central making a 3, and Riley Taylor hitting it from the corner. He's into the ballgame, and they've got another steal. And Eli's got to call a timeout. Can't really do much with it when you're sitting like that. It's a wise play.
Yeah, he knows if he stands up, it's traveling. So very smart play. Yeah.
Riley Taylor checking into the ball game for Wheeling Central, making that 3 ball and into the game for the Brooke Bruins. That's Pierce Farrell, 6'3" junior forward. Those are the only substitutions made in this one, as it's 25-8 in favor.
Yeah, you can see why they're state champions. They, like I say, they play fast, they play quick, they pass the ball exceptionally well. They all know what they're doing.
There's the 2-on-1 transition dunk from Oliage.
Beautiful. They see each other.
From Sancombe to Oliage.
Yeah.
And again, if you're wondering what's up with the hair, Wheeling Central just won a state football title, and ahead of the game, they said, you know what? Let's all bleach our heads. And you could tell who did it, who didn't. Who was on the football team and who wasn't.
It worked.
But Nico Cusick, who was the quarterback of the football team, did not have the hair bleached. I don't want to interject an opinion here, but I think he made the right call. But you're only young once, right?
Nice
There's
shot,
a 3 ball from Andrew Murdoch. He's got 5.
Yeah.
It's 25-8. Or 25-11, excuse me. Sancombe's drive and bucket is good. He's into double figures with 11 on pace for 44, and that's
about right?
Pretty darn good for your first game of your senior season.
It's hard to slow these guys down because they're just as aggressive on defense as they are on offense.
Yost's shot too strong. Putback effort for Crosby. Morris converts. He and Murdoch both with 5, and it's 27-13. Sankom draws the double team, kicks it to the corner. Taylor's 3 is too strong. And there go the Bruins the other way. Murdoch off of the screen. Crossover dribble guarded by Taylor. Comes back out with it underneath. Yost. Morris. Good defense so far by the Maroon Knights on this possession. 1 minute remaining in the first quarter. 3 ball from Morris is off the side of the rim, and Brodegard has the miss. 40 seconds. Yeah, no shot clock in high school hoops. Wheeling Central could drown it out if they choose to, but it looks like they're trying to score as quickly as possible. 27 seconds. Sankom a deep 3. Tad too strong. Luke Sankom, after a tip, has the miss, floats it inside, and Brodegard's got a bucket.
Smallest Sankom on the floor with the rebound. But they passed. Man, they passed good.
It's a 16-point advantage for the Maroon Knights with 10 seconds left in the opening frame. Double team. Going to the floor is the Brooke Bruins, and Murdoch drawing the jump ball. The possession arrow favors the Bruins, and no inbound. It was 7.2 left in this opening frame.
Yeah, they have a foul to give here. If they Central has a foul to give if they want to commit a foul and run the clock out. They're trying to foul him.
Morris, ball knocked away, and Sankom is able to force the basketball away with a steal at the end of the first quarter, and it has been all Wheeling Central. 29-13 at the end of 1.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank. At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
The Bordas & Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Back here for the second quarter of game number 2 of the 2025 Sam Andy Classic. It's Wheeling Central 29, Brooke 13. Eli Sankom leading all scores in this one with 11 points, 3 for 3 from the line. The Maroon Knights as a squad are 3 for 3 from the charity stripe. Brooke led by Andrew Murdoch and Crosby Morris, each with 5 points. They've made a pair of 3-pointers and are 2 for 4 from the free throw line as a squad. Wheeling Central also with a pair of 3 balls as well, but they've distributed the ball incredibly well, Rich Donnelly, despite Eli Sankom having 11 points after 1 quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing point guard, and they got shooters, they got other players beside him.
And Riley Taylor makes his second 3-ball of the game. He's got 6, and Wheeling Central's into the 30s. Quickly the other way, Crosby Morris draws the foul on the shot. He'll head to the line. 20 seconds in to this opening half.
Yeah, glad they put that circle underneath the hoop this year. So guys can undercut guys, try to get a charge 2 feet from the hoop. And I think it's really worked well for the referees.
First free throw from Morris is up and through. Now 2 for 3 from the stripe. Second one, 2 short. Oliage with the miss. Collecting the miss, I should say. Brooke looks like it's transitioned itself into, what, a 2-3 zone?
Yeah, 2-3 zone. They're trying to play. Sandcombe, like you say, he doesn't post up. And he always has the ball out in front. So, you would think a 6'7" guy would post up. You could put a guy in front of him. No, he brings the ball up the floor.
Basketball out of bounds, it'll be Brooks.
And they got the 2 other big trees underneath. So, I mean, man, you can pick your poison. And then you throw in his little brother, who's all over the place. Nice pass.
Inside, Grant Yost can't finish near the rim, and Eli Sancombe's got the miss. Those are the baskets you have to convert on. Cusick with a pass fake, dribbles the lane, and that one just in between Taylor and Sancombe. Right idea to penetrate and kick. It was just in between the 2 guys that were on the perimeter.
They almost do what a lot of good teams do. By fault, they almost overpass. They're very unselfish. They try to pass the ball to the better shot. Any of them could take it. They got 5 good shooters out there.
32-14. Minute 15 into this second quarter. Ty Sperringer. Ball tipped out of bounds by Max Oliage. It'll stay with Brooke. Both starting quarterbacks for their respective squads on the basketball floor right now. Ty Sperringer for Brooke. Nico Cusick for Wheeling Central.
And what they do on defense, they speed you up. They make you play fast, because if you don't, they're going to take the ball off you. And they make you make passes you don't want to make and shots you don't want to shoot.
Ty Sperringer's floater is good. His first 2 points of the contest, he makes it 32-16.
Nice, beautiful.
Cusick to Oliage, he has 8. And we're not keeping track of them, but if we were, the amount of assists
I was just going to say, you took the words right out of my mouth. I got 34 points, probably have 17 assists.
3 ball from the far side corner. It's off the back of the hoop and out of bounds. Crosby Morris's shot no good, and it'll be Wheeling Central basketball. Coming into the contest for Wheeling Central, Jackson Bell, the sophomore forward. He will enter the basketball game when we come back from break. 34-16, Wheeling Central out in front. 6 minutes left in the second period.
I'm Colton McKivitz. Growing up in the Ohio Valley, playing for WVU, and now playing ball as a pro, I know how important it is to have sports medicine experts you can count on. WVU Medicine's sports medicine team helps athletes of all ages prevent injuries, recover safely, and get back in the game stronger than ever. From youth leagues to weekend warriors, they're committed to keeping our community moving and performing at its best. WVU Medicine, keeping quality care close to home.
I'm Jamie Bordis. At Bordis & Bordis, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordislaw.com.
Bordis & Bordis, fighting for justice.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
And we're back here for the remainder of the second quarter inside West Banco Arena. It's been all Wheeling Central, 34-16. Eli Sancombe leading all scores with 11 points, despite getting into the scoring column yet in the second quarter. But if I was a betting man, I would, Rich Donnelly, bet that would change.
I think so, yeah. Like I say, he has the ball in his hands 75% of the time, which is strange for a guy 6'7". But he's a point guard, and then he ends up underneath. He's a great passer. He does it all. You can see why he's highly recruited.
Luke makes the three.
Problem.
His second one of the night. He has 6. Luke Sanko makes it 37-16. Brooke with a 3 on the other end.
Nice.
Quickly, and into the basket goes Andrew Murdoch, who now leads his team in scoring with 8 points. His second triple of the night.
Brooke in it. It's like a 2-3 zone. They trap when the ball goes to the corner.
Floater for Sankom, too strong. Almost knocked away the rebounder in Murdoch.
Yeah, that's one of the few defensive rebounds that Brooke has got. And like I say, they hustle all over the place, playing tough.
One shot fake and a 3-ball from Floater, too strong and off the side of the iron. And as Nico Cusick corrals the miss, foul on the floor, 4:57 to go in period number 2. The Brooke foul, their first of the second quarter, is on Ty Sperringer. That's his second of the game. And because it's his second of the game, he will check out, and checking in is Pierce Farrell.
Yeah, the officials are letting them play. We played, 2 quarters at, not in a 1-and-1 yet. And I like that. Just let them play. A little bit of contact here and there.
And Brooke in the 2-3 zone. Sankom to the baseline. Oleaj's shot misses everything, and Murdoch has the rebound. Underneath, Farrell, one dribble turnaround,
Nice.
and he gets it to go.
Nice.
Pierce Farrell, the junior, at 6'3", the forward into the scoring column for the first time tonight.
Yeah, nice pass. Look at that brief blind pass. Well, way overpassed there. That's what we're talking about.
Well, I'm glad that wasn't coming
Over
this
here,
way,
yeah.
because it probably would have knocked over some monitors.
It would have hit the old coach right in the head. I admire Brooke for taking this game. A lot of teams turn this game down, and Coach Shinsky stepped up, and it's going to make him better in the long run.
The last season, this Brooke team only won 9 games. Brings back a fair share of returnees. They were 1 game away from making the state tournament in Class 3A. Shot nothing but net for Pete Fodor, and now all of the starters for Brooke are into the scoring column. It's a 14-point game.
Yeah, hanging tough.
Halfway through this second quarter of play. Sankom another 3-ball, and he got it. It's a 9-point night so far for Luke Sankom. 3 triples. Whistle away from the basketball and a foul that way. It's going to be a foul on Wheeling Central.
You watch the little Sankom play defense, it's phenomenal. He's playing out the point. He knows where his man is. He knows where everybody on the floor is, and he's sort of talking to everybody as he's playing defense. He knows what's going on. The best way I could describe it.
That foul on Wheeling Central was on Jackson Bell, the sophomore, his first team second of this frame. Turnaround jumper rattles home for Crosby Morris, and now he has 8 points. 2 fouls in the second quarter for Wheeling Central, 1 for Brooke. Step back 3, Eli got it, and he now has 14 points. Rich Donnelly, and that's his first 3-point field goal of the night.
Usually a good player like him, you say, deny him the ball. Well, how do you deny him the ball when he brings the ball up the court?
Almost with a steal, but he's going to get called with a foul here.
Yeah, that's one he doesn't want to do.
3:02 to go second quarter. Eli Sankom, the foul, his first, team third. Again, no more 1-and-1s in boys high school basketball.
Not many, right?
5 team fouls allowed per quarter, and then they enter the double bonus.
That's right. Yeah, I like it this way. It seems the game goes faster.
I think that was one of the objectives.
Yeah,
that
it's
rule
working.
as well. 3-ball. Deep one from Murdoch. Almost banked it home, but Max Oleaj gets the rebound. Baseball-like pass from Eli Sankom. He does have experience as a pitcher. No look to his brother. Corner 3. Sandwiched in between the backboard and the rim. Out of bounds. Brooke ball.
Yeah. I'm amazed at these guys for Wheeling Central. It seems like they have eyes in the back of their head. They all dribble down the floor, and if they see a guy completely on the other side of the floor that's open, they see him and they get the ball to him. It's amazing.
Brooke slowing down the tempo, 43-25. Wheeling Central with an 18-point advantage. Murdoch drives, 2 dribbles, double clutch, too strong. Got his own miss,
Very
1
nice.
dribble put back, and it is
Nice.
good. Andrew Murdoch now into doubles with 10 points. That's good awareness by number 3 there.
Yeah, they're doing whatever they can do. I mean, they're playing their butts off. I mean, they're outmanned, but they're hanging right in there.
Eli thought about a 3, has to get it back out and quickly back over. Now he's going to try a deep one after a dribble. Off the front end of the iron, and the rebound goes to the Bruins. Morris ahead to Fodor. Into the middle. Farrell. Jumper good.
Yeah.
4 points for Pierce Farrell. 1:41 to go
hanging in there.
in the second quarter. And Tyler Morondo is going to call timeout for the Maroon Knights with 1:41 left in this second quarter. It's a 14-point lead for Wheeling Central, 43-29.
Say Brooks are going to they're going to give some teams in trouble. They hustle, they shoot, they play hard all the way, and great testament to Coach Shinsky. Coming in here is probably a huge underdog.
Brooke now a part of the Buckeye 8, which changes the schedule a little bit. They will take part in the Buckeye 8 tournament on January 24th, but they're in there now and they play the Buckeye 8 schedule. So the next game for the Bruins rather, will be on Tuesday at Indian Creek, and then they start the Buckeye 8 not gauntlet, but run, so to speak.
Yeah.
Beaver local, Buckeye local, Union local, Buckeye local yet again, East Liverpool, Beaver local, East Liverpool, and that is all in a row.
I tell you what, they're going to be able to be okay. I've seen some of those teams play, and they can play with all these guys. Tell you what, they've surprised me at what they're doing here.
And the new Buckeye 8 for football begins next year. 2 16 divisions, big school and small school. Nola pass inside. How about that from Oliage, or from Zenko to Oliage.
Great
and
eyes.
Max with 10. That was a no-look pass as well.
Beautiful.
Minute 15. 3 ball, far side. Rattles home. That's Crosby Morris.
Man.
And he has 11 points. That's his first 3 ball tonight. Again, coming off an 18-point career high against Harrison Central.
Beautiful double team.
Steven Brodegard drives and scores.
That's what I like about Sanko. He got double team there, didn't force it. Had eyes in the back of his head, made the great pass. That's why Liberty likes him. You can see that in a minute.
40 seconds to go in this first half. 3 ball from Morris again and out, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it'll stay with Brooke.
Yeah, Brooke in the last 3 or 4 possessions, they're getting decent shots. They've made a couple, 2 or 3, to hang in there with those threes. So I think Coach has got to be extremely happy with the way this game's going. Even though they're down by 15, they're playing good basketball. They're just playing against a really good team.
Crossover dribble from Murdoch, 30 seconds. Back out to Sperringer, and it looks like the Bruins are going to try and hold for this final shot if possible. Yost will try deep too. No good. 14 seconds of Brodegard rebound. And now Central with it. Eli Sanko with 10. Says relax. 6 seconds. 3 ball at the buzzer. Yes, sir. Eli Sanko with 17 as the first half expires, and it's 50-32. Wheeling Central heads to the locker room with an 18-point advantage thanks to that late 3 from the future Liberty Flame. Halftime. We'll come back and recap half number 1 when we come back.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. Now you have 2, 3. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here.
At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
For over 140 years, we've been writing our story together, cheering on local teams, supporting our schools, and standing beside local businesses every step of the way. At Belmont Savings Bank, your local community bank, we say thank you for being the heart of our community. Your trust, growth, and support inspire us to give back and make your story part of ours. Let's keep writing it together. We'd love to help you with your story.
Welcome back to West Banco Arena and halftime of the middle game of the 2025 Sam Andy Classic. It's been all Wheeling Central. Rich Donnelly 50-32, an 18-point lead, 17 for Eli Sancombe. 2 threes in that second quarter, one at the end of quarter number 2, gives them the 18-point advantage. Here are the first half highlights presented by the health plan, and not only have they been very good offensively with the way they're distributing the ball, you saw it there, stealing a bucket. They've been tenacious on defense as well.
Yeah, go get your neighbor, tell them to come over. You want to see a really good basketball team and a great D1 player, so go get your neighbor and tell them to watch the second half, because we don't see players like this all the time around the Valley. He's exceptional. And the thing that I like about him, he's an exceptional passer. He plays like a point guard, like his little brother. His little brother can shoot. But this guy, he sees everybody, and then boom, at the end of the first half, he buries a 23-footer. So you're not going to see a player like that around. Tune in and watch this guy.
Those are the first half highlights, and they were presented by the health plan. And when we come back, we'll take a look at how we got here, the road ahead, and all that good stuff as well. It's 50-32 at the half here in Wheeling.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
Back here for halftime of game number 1. Jack Hillgrove and Rich Donnelly on tap for this middle game between the Maroon Knights and the Bruins of Brooke. It's 50-32 in favor of Wheeling Central. And again, we talked about this at the beginning of the half, Rich. It's been all Eli Sancombe and the Wheeling Central offense. So let's take a look at the Brooke schedule on the way through here as they get set for their stretch run in the season. Part of that Buckeye 8, and that is the Buckeye 8 slate for Brooke in the upcoming schedule. Indian Creek, Beaver Local, a lot of locals on your screen, Beaver Local, Buckeye Local, Union Local. But you had mentioned, now that Brooke is in the Buckeye 8, and you had mentioned their ability to be able to compete with the teams that they now have on their schedule due to the Buckeye 8 slate. And they can do that with, especially if it starts after this game and seeing a good opponent. Yeah, with all due respect to those teams, I think they can play with any one of them. From what I've seen, I think Coach Shinsky has to be thrilled. You would hardly say that being down 18. But they've played as good as they can play against probably one of the best teams, not only in the state, in this part of the country. I'm telling you, there aren't too many teams that can play with these guys. We'll take a look at Wheeling Central's road ahead when we come back. It's 50-32 at the half.
Let's talk about what accountability really looks like when it comes to driving sober and keeping our communities safe.
Now, this is personal to me. I've seen how bad decisions can change people's lives forever.
What's the biggest misconception people have about impaired driving today?
People think you could be buzzed, you could have had a couple drinks, and you're fine to drive. If you've had a couple drinks, make the easy choice to to not get behind the wheel. Drive sober or get pulled over.
You seen that life insurance thing I got in the mail?
It's over there.
The recycle bin. I sent for this.
You're buying life insurance now? Have you been to the grocery store lately? The last thing we need is another bill.
That's exactly why we need life insurance. It can help pay those bills. Funeral costs, too. Take a look at this. It costs pennies a day.
That's right. Rates for Colonial Penn Life Insurance start at $9.95 a month. That's 35 cents a day. And this is one bill you know will never go up. A lifetime rate lock guarantees it. Your rate is guaranteed, and so is your acceptance. That makes applying quick and easy. There are no medical questions, no physical exam. Since you can't be turned down, we don't ask about your health. Call for more information and your free gift today.
Call 1-800-253-3556 for free information and a free beneficiary planner. That's 1-800-253-3556. 1-800-253-3556.
We're back here inside West Banco Arena for halftime of the middle game rather, between the Bruins and Wheeling Central Catholic Maroon Knights, who lead at 50-32. Let's now take a look at the road ahead for Mel Stevens and his club. Tyler consolidated on December 16th, and it's a trip south to take on Marietta, and then they take on Waverly and then Warren Local. That is the immediate road ahead for Wheeling Central Catholic and Rich Donnelly, because they don't really have any mandatory scheduling obligations. They can play whoever the heck they want to, and with state tournament aspirations year in and year out, they always play stout competition.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule now, and I know Marietta, like they're playing Schoonville Big Red tonight, but they were 18-5 last year, so that's a really good team. So, like you said, they can play anybody they want to get ready for the tournament.
Yeah, and they'll have a matchup, a rematch of the AA State Championship, Williamstown, on January the 9th. They have a home-and-home with Monroe Central, home on the January 6th, away on February 3rd, and at the end of January, Rich Donnelly, Aliquippa, who's one heck of a football program out of the WPIL.
Yeah, you got nothing to lose in basketball. You could be 18-2 or 18-4, lose some games, but when you get to the tournament, man, you're going to be way ahead of the curve.
One more break, and when we return, the third quarter from West Banco Arena. We'll be back. It's an 18-point advantage for the Maroon Knights.
My name is Mike Scheel, and I'm an orthopedic surgeon with WVU Medicine at Reynolds Memorial Hospital. So we have a unique opportunity here at Reynolds to work with the ROSA surgical robot. The results have been amazing. We can really predict what your alignment is going to be, what your tracking is going to be, what your range of motion is going to look like before we ever cut you. The results for patients have been outstanding.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
I'm Jamie Bordis. At Bordis & Bordis, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordislaw.com.
Bordis & Bordis, fighting for justice.
The Bordis & Bordis High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordis & Bordis, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
All right, we're ready to roll for quarter number 3. Both teams ready to take the floor as we get set for the second half here inside West Banco Arena. Rich Donnelly, despite what the scoreboard says, you've commended up and down how well Brooke is playing against the reigning AA state champs in West Virginia.
Coach Shinsky has to be thrilled. I mean, they're playing hard. They've scored some points. The only reason the other team is ahead because they have much more superior talent, and if that's the case, there's nothing you can do about it. But they're going to, I'll tell you what, if they play like this the rest of the year, they're going to cause some people some problems.
It'll be Brooke basketball as they flip sides here to start quarter number 3. Inside, Ty Sperringer's shot no good. Steven Brodegard the rebound. Eli Sancombe 17 points to lead all scorers in that first half.
And I bet you a pocket full of assists also. And 2 more points for him.
That's 19. And it's a 20-point advantage now for the Maroon Knights. The other way. Oliash behind the back. Sancombe.
Ooh.
Didn't give it enough.
Yeah. I thought he was going to dunk the ball, and he a little short on his layup.
And obviously that bothers him, you know, for somebody that tries to perfect their craft. But you watch how he responded to missing the gimme layup right away after the basketball, forcing a tied possession.
And it was a great pass. And he comes right back with another pass, another great pass.
Brodegard thought about an 8-footer. Oliash drives and kicks it back out. A 20-point lead for the Maroon Knights. Oliash will try a 3-ball, and he's got it from the corner. Max Oliash
and
with
another great assist.
On the other end, Murdoch a 3. It misses everything, and it'll be saved by Ty Sperringer, but Wheeling Central has it. A little wild with the basketball, but Sancombe draws the foul. 6:35 left third quarter. It's a 23-point lead.
They just made 3 20-foot passes right there, and they were all blind passes. They weren't looking at the guy and threw it right on the button to him.
Second on Fedor, the first of this third quarter. First foul for either team in this second half. 90 seconds into quarter number 3, and it's a 55-32 lead for the Wheeling Central Maroon Knights, as you see it on your Bordas and Bordas score bar, bottom right corner of your screen. Oliash will try another 3, and that one is nothing but net, and not only another 3-ball for Max Oliash, but another assist.
Another assist. Like I said, they passed the ball so well.
A wide open shot for Morris, and that one tickles the twine. He is 13.
And the other thing they do is when they rebound, they can run on it every rebound because all 5 guys can handle the ball. Another good pass.
Brodegard, layup, no good. Gets his own miss, try to put it back. Gets too short, and Brooke has the rebound. Fedor, lefty bounce pass inside, but it's swatted away by Max Oliash at 6'7". He blocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Brooke.
Sancombe, I hate to say this because it sounds like he's unguardable. If you don't guard him, he scores. If you try to guard him, he gets a pass off for an assist. But he's so quick, he's big, he's unguardable. Unless you get a guy about 6'9" who can do what he can do.
Contact bucket for Grant Yost is good, and he's got 5 timeout on the floor with 5:34 remaining in the third quarter. And to your point, he's a 4-star recruit for a reason.
Oh, man.
We got to go to a break. When we come back, the remainder of quarter number 3, it's 58-36 in favor of the Maroon Knights.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County schools.
Learning starts here.
Hey, Ohio Valley. I'm David Sipley with Interstate Waste Services. We are thrilled to be sponsoring the 11th annual Christmas at the Fort. Join us at Fort Steuben Park this holiday season.
Don't miss it. Holiday cheer awaits at Christmas at the Fort.
Fox Primetime Hoops. Third-ranked Michigan is making their move in the Big Ten. But Maryland has eyes on taking it all the way. Michigan versus Maryland, Saturday 8 Eastern on Fox Primetime Hoops.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
(58-36) in favor of Wheeling Central Catholic, courtside here inside at West Banco Arena, the 8th annual Sam Andy Classic, honoring the late, the great Sam Andy, former head basketball coach at Wheeling Park High School, the first head basketball coach at Wheeling Park High School, and of course, the man who took over for him, Michael Jebbia, has kept the tradition.
Another pass, great pass.
Stephen Brodegard can't make it. Brooks rebound. Jebbia, of course, played for Sam Andy, coached under him before becoming the head basketball coach at his alma mater, and keeps this tradition alive in his memory. 3-ball from the far side, win for Pete Fedor. He has 5 points.
Jack, if I could, I'd like to say hello to two guys watching back home. My heroes growing up, Jabo Callis and Dom Zeno. I know they're watching tonight. Two great athletes from my childhood. And in my old age, there's another good athlete. Just made another one.
22 for Eli Sankom at 61-39.
I'm sure he's somebody's hero, too. Some little kid somewhere. Watch him. Watch him, because you won't see one like him in a long time.
Well, and that's what's, I think, so cool about not just at Wheeling Central, but it's of all of the tremendous athletic programs in our area, is that these kids grow up as ball boys and grow up around the football teams, the basketball programs. Like, I'm sure that there were many Steubenville Big Red ball boys growing up that turned into football players for Reno Suckosh, or basketball players for Mike Haney that watched
his son
Steve Davis, watched Zach Kalaros.
You hang around it, you're going to get better. You know, sometimes you go to a show or a movie or go to see a concert and you hear about it, and then your expectations are, well, I'll tell you what, you see this movie, it's for real.
Crosby Morris now with 15. And the list goes on and on for many of the programs and many of the sports in our Ohio Valley. And, of course, we'll honor the best and brightest of the 2025 high school football season next Thursday, December 18th, our Big 22 High School Football Awards show. Sankom with 25 now, and that is his 4th free ball
this ain't fair.
of the contest. 64-41.
It's not a fair fight when a guy can do that. 1,000 points or 2,000.
And there you have it. He needed 25. He got 25. Eli Sankom with 1,000 career points. And if you're asking yourself, for as good as he is and for as much as he scores, why does he only have 1,000 career points at this point in his senior season? It's because he missed all of his freshman campaign with an ACL injury. That's why he wears that brace or that.
And he might have 1,000 assists to go with that.
Oh, yeah.
That's, I mean, forget the points. What a player. What a player.
And we'll look at it one more time, courtesy of WVU Medicine. One dribble, deep 3-ball.
Like I say, watch him tonight on TV, TOV9. Go get your neighbor to watch him. If you can't, go see him play. He's worth the price of admission.
1,000 career points. Yeah, he was out his entire freshman season.
He played probably 3.5 or 2.5 years.
He would have played as a freshman as well, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then missed a good chunk of his sophomore campaign as well, leading into the state tournament because of a wrist ailment.
Played 2+ years maybe, right? And he could have had 2,000 points. But knowing him, the points aren't the thing. It doesn't matter to him.
Well, you saw the reaction. He's like, why do we call timeout? He's like,
yeah, why? He said, I'm on my way to 2,000, by the way.
There's 1,002 and 27 points in this matchup. Levi Ryan into the ball game for the Maroon Knights. Back in is Riley Taylor. As Mel Stevens and Tyler Miranda look
at this look.
Expand the bench. And that is going the other way. Good job for Brooke defensively to draw the charge.
Yeah, good.
That's Andrew Murdoch.
Murdoch did a good job there. Future West Lib pitcher. Got to meet him the other day. Real nice kid.
And West Liberty still needs to hire a football coach, if I'm not mistaken. Roger Wiley retiring at the end of the season.
Look at this steal again. There he is again.
Inside 3 minutes, it's a 66-41 advantage. Levi Ryan will try a three, and it's off the front end of the iron. But a good hustle play by a couple of guys, Fedor and Taylor, but it's Brooke who ends up with him. Murdoch, pull-up jumper, too strong. Oliage and then Sancombe, but then back to Oliage for the rebound. Ryan again. No. Out of bounds. Oliage tried to save it. Almost ran into his cheerleading squad, but tell you what, it's could be dangerous.
Oh, they're pretty close, yeah.
You're close. You're
and
close
the way
football.
they're zipping his ball around, yeah.
There was a scary moment on state championship Saturday in Charleston for the WVSSAC football championships. Joe Bricado of Metro News took a tumble during the early game, it was not a pretty sight. I wasn't there, but according to those that were, it was scary. And Joe is okay. Joe is fine after a brief stint in the hospital that day. He was out, and we'd like to give him a shout out because he's one of the best and has been one of the best in a long time as far as covering high school and college sports in West Virginia goes. Ty Sparringer driving the baseline, a foul called. It's going to be a foul on Levi Ryan. First personal, team number 3 in this third quarter.
Yeah. Like I say, Willing Central, they've probably made more 20-foot passes than I've ever seen in a game. They see the court extremely well. Nice.
Speaking of seeing the court well, Peter Farrell to Grant Yost for the assist. And Yost has 7. That ball was deflected into the hands of Farrell. Right place, right time. Yost converts on the other end, 66-43.
There you go, another one.
18 for Oliage.
You don't see this every day, I'm telling you. You just don't see it. 1,000 points. I'll tell you what, he's probably got, like I say, 1,000 assists. Here he goes again. Here comes another one.
Ball in the middle, batted around, and Sancombe is fouled by Crosby Morris. First personal, team second. And we'll look at it again. You can see the expression on Sancombe's face. I think he wanted Ryan to pull up and
shoot the ball, yeah.
Take it to the rack.
You know, you mentioned before, just the way he handles himself. If something goes bad or good, he plays what I call no face. He's the same face every time. And that's what makes him so good. Whether it's a bad play or a good play, you play the next play.
Ryan checks out, as well as Nico Cusick and Max Oliage. Luke Sancombe back in, as well as Stephen Brodegard and Jackson Bell back into the ballgame. Sancombe got it.
Another assist.
He's got 12. It's 72-43.
Now Willing Central in a zone, and it's an active zone. They got hands up everywhere. Look at this.
High looking 3 for Crosby Morris is off the front end of the rim. Sancombe gets the rebound, and he is fouled with 44.9 seconds left in this second quarter.
Their zone is more intense than most teams man-to-man. I mean, they are long and they are on you. When you get the ball, they are on you, and they help out tremendously.
Third team foul, first personal on Pierce Farrell, number 23. 33 seconds left in this third quarter. Sancombe on Sparringer.
There it is again, another 20-foot pass.
And a 3 ball, no good, but
gets rewarded.
That's another 20-foot pass.
Yeah.
Jackson,
it's amazing.
Jackson Bell missed everything with the shot, but I've done that a time or two in a pickup game in college. It was a pass, I swear, the whole time. It wasn't a shot. 74-43, 10 seconds left in this third period. 3 ball from Bryden Horston checking into the ball game, too strong. Ball tipped and into the hands of Taylor, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Sankom, pass, Brodegard.
No.
Needed an extra second for that for that play to take place.
It was pretty late.
It's 74-43. Mark Kellogg, West Virginia women's basketball coach in the house, getting set to watch his son and the Mohegans in the second game. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
Here, we go further to keep medicine close to home by surrounding you with a team of experts and surrounding our region with the highest level of care with the world's latest treatments and breakthroughs that change the odds. Because in medicine, we find a way. We go as far as it takes to help the people right here.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from Belmont Savings Bank.
The Bordas & Bordas High School Hoops is sponsored by Bordas & Bordas, WVU Medicine, American Consolidated Natural Resources, The Health Plan, and Presley Hearing Center.
Final frame on tap between Wheeling Central and Brooke. It is 74-43 in favor of the Maroon Knights, led in scoring by Eli Sankom, who's got 30. And leading Brooke in scoring is that guy, Crosby Morris,
Brooke,
now with 18.
Brooke's still playing good, man. I can say coach has to be thrilled. He knew coming in what he was up against. But to his credit, the kids are playing hard, and it will bode later in the season, I guarantee you. Bode good for him.
18 for Morse and the lead Brooke, and now Sankom's got 32. Murdoch will try one. A little too strong. Ball batted around a bunch into the hands of Morris. Puts it back up. And Sankom is fouled as he corrals the miss. Oleage getting set to come back in. Murdoch charged with the foul. That's his second personal, first team foul of the fourth period for the Bruins. Oleage back in. Riley Taylor back out. Entry pass to Oleage, handoff to Luke Sankom, up
Beautiful.
and under. How about
Beautiful.
that little set that ends with a Luke Sankom
Yeah.
bucket underneath? He's got 14. (78-46). That's the first 2-point field goal of the game for Luke Sankom. 12 points prior to that basket with 4 3-pointers. And speaking of threes, there goes Andrew Murdoch and his third triple of the night. He's at a double figures now. Or was in double figures at halftime, now with 13 points.
You think there were many good games in the Sankom driveway?
They had to be pretty competitive, and I'm sure Dad was a part of them.
Yeah, exactly.
He was one heck of a player as well.
And I'll bet you not too recently he found out that he's going to get his butt kicked.
Yeah, so my dad played and coached, and I wasn't good, so I never had the ability to beat my dad one-on-one. I actually didn't beat my dad in golf until I turned 18 years old.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
That's the most humbling thing any father could experience.
There's the
getting beat by your kid.
It took me 18 years, and he was one heck of a player, a golfer back in the day. Now I beat him pretty consistently because he just can't hit it like he used to. But I played 4 years of high school golf, 3 years on the varsity team. It should have taken shouldn't have taken me until I turned 18
to beat him. Yeah.
Morris now at 20. 5.5 to go. 80 on the board for the team dressed in white. 32 of that 80 points. Now with the basketball. Maroon Knights staying patient with it. Luke Sancombe, crossover dribble, changes direction, pass out to his brother, draws the double team. One more three attempt that goes in and out for Luke Sancombe, and Brooks got the rebound. Corralling the miss was Crosby Morris. Andrew Murdoch with it. Morris rattles it home, and back-to-back career-high nights for Crosby Morris. Had a career-high 18 in game number 1, now with 23. Beating the career high that was set just a couple of nights ago.
There it is again, another one, a hook pass.
3 ball too short. Good hustle play by Bell to try and chase it before it went out of bounds, and it's going to go back over to Brooke. Freshman into the ballgame. Eli Sancombe checks out. That's likely the last we'll see of him. 32 points for your first game of your senior year is a pretty good day at the office.
He'll get loose in a couple weeks. He'll be all right.
Luke will try a 3, and Luke was 17. As Tyler Morando and the Maroon Knights get the reserves in there. Checking in is a freshman. That's Naheem Shepard, number 12. A couple of freshmen on this varsity roster that Mel Stevens and company are very excited about. Shepard is one of them. Timeout on the floor with 3:56 to go. And the other one is Dylan Black. We'll take one more break in this final period. 3:56 to go. It's 83-54.
I'm Jamie Bordas. At Bordas & Bordas, we don't just get great results for our clients, we also understand the 21st century. Your time is valuable, and you may find it hard to schedule an appointment with a lawyer. That's why you can go to our website and start the process 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll review your initial inquiry and get back to you quickly. Check it out at bordaslaw.com.
Bordas and Bordas, fighting for justice.
If you guys want to add together, you do this. I have 2. Good job, everybody.
Kempsey, it's time for school.
Okay. Wow.
In Ohio County schools, learning comes to life. With nearly 20 collaborative and school-based pre-K sites and 9 kindergarten sites, we welcome our youngest students to play, imagine, and learn. Ohio County Schools.
Learning starts here.
Hey, Ohio Valley. I'm David Sipley with Interstate Waste Services. We are thrilled to be sponsoring the 11th annual Christmas at the Fort. Join us at Fort Steuben Park this holiday season.
Don't miss it. Holiday cheer awaits at Christmas at the Fort.
Sunday on Fox. Brock Bowers and the Raiders take on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
Touchdown!
Then Jared Goff leads the Lions against Matthew Stafford and the Rams. It's a huge doubleheader Sunday on Fox. Check for the games in your area.
And we're ready to roll for the final 4 minutes here in the Friendly City. West Banco Arena, the home of the Wheeling Nailers and Wheeling Miners indoor football team. Jack Hillgrove, Rich Donnelly on hand for the waning minutes of this matchup between Wheeling Central and Brooke. And the defending AA state champs, Rich Donnelly, are starting their season off on the right foot.
They are as advertised.
Naheem Shepard, freshman into the contest for Wheeling Central, misses everything with a shot. A couple of other reserves into the game. Will Weir, Seth Wodusky, and another freshman getting ready to check in. That is Dylan Black for Max Oliage. So the reserves are in for Wheeling Central.
And their reserves would be a good high school team. And it's going to just continue here, it looks like, for a few years.
.319 to go. Again, Blatt into the game, and Levi Ryan will relieve Luke Sancombe. So the starting lineup done for the evening for Wheeling Central. Luke Sancombe finishes with 17 points. Max Oliage finishing the night with 18. Stephen Brodegard with 8 points. Nico Cusick with 2, a bucket in the first quarter, and 32 for Eli Sancombe. 11 in the first, 6 in the second, 13 points in that third quarter, and a bucket early in the fourth. 83 to 54.
Pretty good performance for opening game.
Brooks got some reserves in as well. Bryden Horston, Leland Aracic, Camden Sparringer, who just got the rebound ahead to Crosby Morris, and Pierce Farrell, who's got 4 points in this one, who drives, kicks. Aracic's bucket is no good, and the rebound goes to Wheeling Central. Shepard, the freshman, with the left hand, finishes at the rim.
Beautiful.
Naheem Shepard with 2 points. Welcome to varsity basketball for the 9th grader. 3 ball on the other end is nothing, but Nat Crosby Morris has 26. Good game for him. 26 points with 4 3-pointers, 3 of them in this final quarter. Wodusky, Levi Ryan, corner 3, in and out. Wodusky almost got the rebound, but Farrell able to corral the miss. A couple of more reserves getting set to check in for Brooke. Horsted to the middle. Sparringer, bucket good. 1:58 to go. Timeout on the floor to get some substitutions into the ballgame for Brooke. Brody Drum and Caden Toma.
That's what I like right there. The officials, Jose Davis did it again without calling a timeout. He sees those guys trying to get at a game. He calls a timeout to get the guys in the game. Class move.
.85 to 59. Shepard drives the middle, kicks it out. Will Weir tries a 3, then misses everything and goes out of bounds. It'll go back over to Brooke. Again, the nightcap and the final game of 3 here for the 2025 Sam Andy Classic. A couple of West Virginia Class 4A squads. Wheeling Park, the host team of this Sam Andy Classic, will play the Mohegans of Morgantown. Brooke able to score underneath, 85 to 61. Bryden Horston, Jr., and a member of the football team, into the scoring column. Offensive rebound, Shepard. Layup too strong. Rebound goes to Sparringer, Camden Sparringer. 2-on-1 the other way. Toma underneath. Chucks one up there. Good defense by Wodusky, and it's a miss. Shepard. Contact, and he'll go to the line. Draws the foul with 52.2 to go.
Yeah, freshman, he's going to be a very good player. I got to say that tradition just going to keep going here at Wheeling Central. They're going to lose 3 nice seniors, but they got plenty coming.
First one for Sparringer, and the free throw attempts. First one for Shepard is good. He's got 3 points. In Morgantown and Wheeling Park in the nightcap. Last season, the Mohegans, the 2 seed in the 4A state championship, fell to George Washington in a close one, 49 to 47. And then George Washington ended up losing in the state title game to Spring Mills. Jab step 3 ball for Brody Drum, no good. And there's 37 seconds remaining, and Wheeling Central will be 1-0. Ball knocked away. In transition. Ericic, shot no good. 18.9 to go. Possession arrow favors the Maroon Knights, and that'll just about do it. Wheeling Central will start the 2025-2026 season like they ended last season, with a victory. The defending state champs are 1-0. The final score inside West Banco Arena, 86-61. We'll come back and wrap it up and look ahead to the nightcap after the break. Bordas and Bordas High School hoops, the 2025 Sam Andy Classic.
If you're a former or active coal miner who's worked or is currently working in an environment exposing you to potential breathing hazards, schedule your test for the Black Lung Clinic at WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital today. Call 304-843-3307 to stop black lung from stealing your time.
We're not here to sit still. We're here to learn, to grow, to move forward and lead the way. Knights to the front. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Central Catholic High School.
Have you seen that life insurance thing I got in the mail?
It's over there.
The recycle bin. I sent for this.
You're buying life insurance now? Have you been to the grocery store lately? The last thing we need is another bill.
That's exactly why we need life insurance. It can help pay those bills. Funeral costs, too. Take a look at this. It costs pennies a day.
That's right. Rates for Colonial Penn Life Insurance start at $9.95 a month. That's 35 cents a day. And this is one bill you know will never go up. A lifetime rate lock guarantees it. Your rate is guaranteed, and so is your acceptance. That makes applying quick and easy. There are no medical questions, no physical exam. Since you can't be turned down, we don't ask about your health. Call for more information and your free gift today.
Call 1-800-253-3556 for free information and a free beneficiary planner. That's 1-800-253-3556. 1-800-253-3556.
Attention all active and former coal miners. If you worked or are currently working in an environment that exposes you to potential breathing hazards, a screening for respiratory health problems is recommended. Call WVU Medicine Reynolds Memorial Hospital at 304-843-3307 to schedule a screening today.
86-61, Wheeling Central Catholic victorious in the middle game of the 2025 Sam Andy Classic. Jack Hillgrove and Rich Donnelly now joined courtside by a man who had one heck of a start to his 2025-2026 season, Eli Sencombe, 32 points. Eli, first of all, 1,000 career points. You eclipsed that tonight. And your reaction, did you realize that you were getting close? Because it seemed like that when you got to 1,000, you were like, oh, that was happening.
Yeah, I mean, a couple people have asked me, but I don't really focus on that stuff, to be honest with you. But, it's pretty cool to get 1,000 points, and all the hard work's paying off. So
now, for as active as you are offensively, people might think, wow, you only got to 1,000 in your senior season, but you've dealt with some injuries that kind of kept, you sidelined. Talk about your journey to this point, dealing with what you've dealt with early on in your career, and you've got a lot to accomplish this year, obviously, but you're able to come back from that and earn yourself a Division I scholarship.
Yeah, absolutely. It was hard times my freshman year when I got hurt playing football. I love football, but I decided, not to play anymore and just focus on my knee and basketball and just work every single day to get back to where I was at, to get better. And I think it just made me tougher through the process, through all the pains and all the up and downs. But I think at the end of the day, it made me tougher and better.
Yeah, I was more, I know about your score and everybody does, but I was really, really impressed by the way you passed the ball and the way you played defense. And the way, like you said, you don't care how many points you score, it's how many points you are accountable for. And your passes were unbelievable. But the question I really wanted to ask you tonight, and I want you to be honest with me, who won more games in the driveway, you or Dad?
He stopped playing me after like 8th grade, so
He was a smart coach.
Yep.
Smart man.
When he was a little bigger than me back then, so he just bounded me up a little bit, but I got him now, I think.
Obviously, your dad, one heck of a player, great coach as well, bringing up you and your brother. Just what was that environment like growing up, and how did that shape you and Luke into the players that you've become?
Yeah, absolutely. My dad's very hard on me, pushes me every day, and tells me the right things, and I think that's where I'm at today because of my dad. You know, he just pushes me every single day and just showed me what hard work is, and I think it's starting to pay off. So.
All right, 32 points for you tonight. Obviously, a tremendous start to your season, but let's talk about the collective. Obviously, you guys are coming off of a state championship season. I'm sure that's the goal for this season. Talk to me about your team tonight and how you feel you guys started the season off.
You know, I thought we started good. I thought our transition defense today was not very good at all. Our defense, just in general, I didn't think was good. They made some shots, credit to them. They made a lot of shots tonight, but I thought our transition defense was not where it's supposed to be right now, but I think it's the first game, so just got to keep working on that. You know, I thought we shared the ball incredibly well tonight, scored a lot of points. So I think the defensive end, we got to keep working, and we will. So, yeah.
Well, I want people to know you're a great player, but you're a better kid.
Thank you.
Nothing but the best to you
Appreciate it.
At Liberty.
Thank you.
And for you, before we wrap up, Eli, obviously National Signing Day a couple of weeks ago, and we talked then about your choice for Liberty, but let the folks know at home, you know, what stuck out to you about that basketball program, that university, and what ultimately led you to choose Liberty as your next stop.
Just their culture. I think they were the same things that I'm about, winning and just their culture. Coach McKay is an awesome person. Cares about his players and does things the right way. And right when I got on that campus, it was no doubt that I was going to go there. Just the people there, all the people there, are unbelievable people, and I think I'll fit right in there.
Well, before that transpires, you got some more work to do, and it starts off on the right foot tonight with a win over Brooke, 86-61. State championship, Eli, I'm sure is still the goal.
Yes, sir.
Thanks again for joining us tonight, brother.
Yep, thank
Congratulations
you.
and good luck the
Good
rest
luck
of the
to you,
season.
man. Good luck to you.
Eli Sancombe with 32 of his team's 86 tonight as he and the Maroon Knights start their quest for a second consecutive state championship in West Virginia. Class AA, Rich Donnelly and Jack Hillgrove getting you set for, recapping this one and getting you set for a matchup between Morgantown and Wheeling Park in the nightcap. Before we do that, let's take a look at the highlights in this one of the middle game presented by Bordas and Bordas. And he talked about the transition defense and how it could be better, but that was a bucket early on that was created by defense.
Looks like they have 10 guys playing defense. That's how good they are.
And offensively, being able to share the basketball, there's a share and a deep three. And it helps when you're able to make those deep three balls. Luke makes one, Eli makes one here. But their ability to see the floor, not just Eli with a no-look pass there, but their ability to see the floor at every length
from
of the
wherever,
floor,
yeah.
it makes them so hard to defend.
They're going to. I don't know who's going to beat them around here. They're going to be tough all the way through, all the way to the. I mean, to me, if anybody's going to beat them for the state title, I want to see that team.
That was at the end of the half, a 3-ball at the buzzer for Eli Sancombe en route to an 86-61 victory. Wheeling Central now 1-0 to start the season. They travel to Tyler Consolidated next Tuesday. Well, I guess this Tuesday because it's Friday. And then a road matchup against Marietta 1 week from tonight. They return home against Waverly to Wheeling Central's high school gymnasium 1 week from tomorrow, the 20th. Brooke now 1-1 on the season. They visit Indian Creek on Tuesday. They're back at home on the 23rd against Beaver Local, and they are better because of the game that they played tonight against the opponent that they played.
They played their butts off. They played as good as they can play against. They were outmanned, and I think, like I say, Coach Shinsky has to be thrilled with them, and I look forward to them having a really solid year.
86-61 is the final score from Game 2. So the Union Local girls victorious to start the day. Wheeling Central boys victorious in the middle. And it'll be Wheeling Park and Morgantown to close out the matchup. Wheeling Park, Rich Donnelly, is a program that took some lumps last year after they lost every key contributor on a team that was very good a couple of years ago. But a lot of those guys are back, and they look to build off of a season in which they grew a lot last year.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, they're a program. Every time you hear their name, you know you're in for a tough ball game.
And Morgantown, again, a constant player in West Virginia Class 4A as far as the state playoffs are concerned, state championships are concerned, and we are getting set for that nightcap between Morgantown and Wheeling Park. Two teams that have battled on the football field. Girls basketball has been very, very fun to watch between Wheeling Park and Morgantown the last several seasons. Baseball, they're very competitive. And it's interesting, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, it's interesting because when you think of rivalries, right, especially in our area, Martins Ferry Belair is very intense. Those schools are separated by like 10 miles. East Liverpool and Beaver Local, same thing. And I know I'm missing a lot. Brooke and Weir, Oak Glen and Weir High. Wheeling Park and Morgantown are separated by over an hour, but they have created a very friendly and a very competitive rivalry between two West Virginia Class 4A schools.
Yeah, they've been the best, after a 10-year period. Well, they've been the best two, got great talent, and the games that they've played have all been fantastic games.
The rosters for both teams in this one tonight, we'll get you through both Wheeling Park and Morgantown. Colton Whitmire, Jay Bordis, Josh Helfman, Jordan Beck James, J.E. Williams, Lucas Swartz, Cooper Kelly, Tegan Watson, Camille Bird, Mar Rouse, Marcus Ludoff, and Chase Stein. For Morgantown, it'll be Max Fry, Arlo Callistra, Marcus Huffman, College Ridgeway, Waylon Callistra, Jaden Smalls, Camden Kellogg, Blaze Callistra, Sam Fry, Richard Lewis, Maddox Twig, Cooper Sonato. They've got 13 guys, talking with head coach Dave Tallman earlier today. 13 guys, but the way that they play, the pace that they dictate, Rich Donnelly, 13 guys will play tonight for Morgantown. And that's not because maybe they think they're going to win by a bunch and they can get the reserves in. For the style of basketball that they instill, it's kind of like watching West Liberty at the Division II level. They've got to shuffle guys in and out because they like to run for 32 minutes.
To me, that's why they're good every year. They don't just play 5 or 6 guys. They play, they play 10, 12 guys, and they run them through. So when kids, by the time they get to be a junior, they've already played 2 years of varsity ball. And they're playing against top-flight competition, by the way. So I'm really looking forward to this matchup.
As am I, as we get set for the final game of the night between Wheeling Park, Wheeling Central we were just talking about for the last couple of hours, Wheeling Park and Morgantown. Again, last season the Mohegans bowing in the state semis in West Virginia Class 4A. Wheeling Park struggled last season, failed to make the state tournament in West Virginia Class 4A. Michael Jebbia, the head coach of Wheeling Park, played under Sam Andy, who graces this classic that we're doing tonight. Played for him, coached under him, and now coaches his alma mater. One heck of a player at the Division II level at West Liberty in his day. And going up against the guy that's got some coaching lineage in his name as well, Dave Tallman, his dad. Big Dave Tallman, head coach a long time at Magnolia. Dave Jr., who coaches Morgantown, is a Magnolia alum. And they've been basketball born and bred for generations, it seems like.
Yeah, 2 powerhouse programs. Like I said, anytime you mention Park or Morgantown, you have a lot of kids that are going to go on and play college ball if they're playing on these teams. So, like I say, you get a chance to watch this game or you get a chance to see these kids during the year, why go see them.
Morgantown, the Mohegans are opening their season tonight as well. And this is the first game of the year for Michael Jebbia and the Wheeling Park Patriots. A couple of teams on the Morgantown slate later on. Unclear whether or not they're staying in the area tonight. It would make sense if they were, but I am not an administrator at Morgantown High School by any means. They have a 1 o'clock matchup tomorrow afternoon with Lindsley in Wheeling. So that's how they start the season, I would assume, with the night game tonight and early turnaround tomorrow. They are staying in the area. And then it's a home matchup with Shady Spring on the 19th. And then they take on St. John's Catholic Prep from Buckeyestown, Maryland, later on in the season as well. And then it's the West Virginia slate. And not only are the Wheeling Central Catholic Maroon Knights taking on Aliquippa, Rich Donnelly, on January 10th, Morgantown will face the Aliquippa Quips as well. So, again, these are 2 programs with Morgantown and Wheeling Park, but Morgantown especially, they will play anybody and everybody to get them ready for the state playoffs. And it makes it fun for us because we get to watch some good basketball against some good teams.
With basketball especially, you could lose 5 games and you still be okay because everybody's in the tournament.
Yeah.
So these teams playing teams like Aliquippa and playing all over, they're not locked into playing the same teams in the league. Play teams from out of state. Play teams that are really good. Play teams that are bigger than you so that when you get in the tournament, it's not a shock when you see a good team.
A couple of years ago, game 1 for the Wheeling Park girls They opened up the season with South Fayette, who is a constant player as far as girls basketball is concerned in the WPIAL. They lost at the buzzer. And that South Fayette team made a deep run of the WPIAL tournament that year. That set the stage for Wheeling Park to finally win a girls basketball state title with Lala Woods, with Alexis Bortis, and with Natalie Doherty and that supporting cast. So when you could kind of, and the same could be said for Brooke tonight, you start your season with a formidable opponent, and if you get your butt kicked, so what? You know what to expect for the rest of the season.
To go out and beat somebody by 40 every night and play 10 games like that, you aren't getting any better. The teams that, when you go to the state tournament, you look at those Final Four teams, those are battle-tested, most of them. They've played everybody. They've seen teams like they're going to see in the finals. They see teams like, what team is going to see three guys like Wheeling Central has? They're 6'6", 6'7". They can really play, one going to a D1 school. So, Brooke, this was like a bona fide scrimmage for him, really.
That's Rich Donnelly. I'm Jack Kilgrove. That's it for game number 2. We'll come back in a moment with game number 3 coverage right here on Fox 9 and across the WTOV9 digital platforms. Good night.
Download the WTOV9 News app free right now.
Hard water makes it hard to keep your home looking like the work of art you've always envisioned it would be. Culligan softeners reduce hard water buildup and your cleaning time, transforming every drop, every splash, every rinse into the fine art of a long-lasting clean. With a Culligan water softener, revel in the breathtaking beauty of your home, just the way you've always pictured it. Culligan, water you love.
At American Consolidated Natural Resources, every team member plays a vital role in our operation. We are a company where leadership listens, hard work is recognized, and career growth is part of the plan. You're not just starting a job, you're building a future that helps power communities across the nation. With strong pay, top-tier benefits, and long-term security backed by decades of reserves. Apply online today, and let's get to work.
Medicine. Here, it's more than a practice. It's a promise. To get you home sooner and get you back out there. To push the boundaries of what convention says is possible. To stop at nothing, no matter what. That's why medicine is in everything we do.
Hi, Ohio Valley. I'm Annie with M&M Hardware. We are thrilled to be sponsoring the 11th annual Christmas at the Fort. Join us at Fort Steuben Park this holiday season.
Don't miss it. Holiday cheer awaits at Christmas at the Fort.
Weather in the Ohio Valley can change
in an instant. The Severe Weather Team 9 app will help you plan and prepare.
Before weather threatens, access storm tracking, interactive radar, and your futurecast.
Download the Severe Weather Team 9 app today.
Today on 25 Words or Less, we're always delighted to have her on the show. I just wish our viewers felt the same way. It's Melissa Knowles. And joining Melissa are mother and daughter, Sandy and Allison. A man who truly loves horses, so no one tell him what the secret ingredient in rhinestone glue is. It's Carson Presley. And joining him are our returning champions, Armani and Selena. And now here's your host, Meredith Vieira.
Welcome to 25 Words or Less. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Carson. Good to see you guys. You know, Carson, you're known for your style. You have dressed thousands of humans, but now I hear you've gone to the dogs.
Oh, I did recently I did this doggy dress-up day at Paws Chicago. It's a shelter, and they were having like a fundraising luau, and they wanted the dogs to wear like grass skirts and leis, and I thought straight guys were difficult, but dogs are worse because they will actually chew the outfit off if they don't like it.
Are you serious? Oh, of course, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, Melissa, you have a dog, Rocky. I think it's Rocky. Have you ever tried dressing up Rocky?
Yes, and he does just that. He will chew off anything that you put on him except
except for one thing, and that is his thunder shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Because it helps keep him calm, kind of, during a thunderstorm.
Yes.
And it's a New York Yankees thunder shirt, because my husband's a huge fan.
Wow.
So.
Oh, well, I might need to get him a Red Sox thunder shirt. Yeah. I'm sure your husband won't allow it in the house.
It won't be allowed.
Okay.
It won't.
We've got a great show today. We've got mother and daughter taking on newlyweds, and one of these teams will definitely get a chance to play for $10,000. Let's get started. Melissa and Carson, both natty dressers, I might say. You're up.
Yeah,
Let's take a look at your list. You have 45 seconds to get your teammates to guess all 5 using as few words as possible. I'm going to set the opening bid at 21 words.